Welcome to the Black Sea resort of Sochi, host to Russia's first ever Formula One race. The drivers are getting ready, so let's join them for the start of the Russian Grand Prix. It's full throttle for around 56% of the lap here at the Sochi Autodrome, a 3.6-mile run around the site of the 2014 Winter Olympics. 12 right turns and 6 left turns give us a total count of 18, with passing opportunities available into turns 1 and 13. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yes, welcome back to Formula 4 Racing. I am Semi Skate. With me is Hello there, Housey. How are you, brother?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Looking forward to this one. Obviously, had your pleasure this morning for the Australian side. We had a cracking race, so hoping this one lives up to the bill too.
Yeah, most definitely, mate. It was an absolute belter of a race in the Australian division. I'm sure these UK lads, well, the originals are going to, do themselves justice, of course. Yes, Sochi, Russia, round 10 here at Formula 4 Racing. And can you believe it, Housey? Round 10 already, mate. It is absolutely flown through.
We are blasting through them for sure. It does. I did have to, think to myself earlier, wow, we've got to this point already. Before we know it, it will be that God-dreaded Christmas.
Well, the God-dreaded Christmas. As we've got Callum in the chat. How are you, my friend? Well, he's given us a bit of a tip there on the weather there, Housey. Dry.
Away.
So
Boom.
dry quali, dry race. Exactly what the Aussie lads had. We've got the Extremist in there as well. Good to see you in there, mate. And who else is in there? Your good self there, Housey. Just wishing the boys luck, of course.
Yep, so this Q1 session, early doors, we're just about getting our first movers. I think I can see a couple of guys just moving in the pit lane. I can. So it's a golf racing of, who is that first? Is it Chewy? Nope.
I'm not too sure. It hasn't come up on the screen just yet, but thank you very much, Housey. No. It certainly is. Infamous Pillars with a bit of a name change, but we're still going to call him the Amigo regardless. Yes. Well, he's... Hang on a minute, Charlie Scott, that is the Geordie Juggernaut. And welcome back to the grid, of course. He was missing last week, was the Juggernaut. And, I did notice that because I was looking forward to giving him a bit of a shout out, as I always have done in the past. But yes, Infamous Pillars, well, VFR Pillars, as he is now known as these days, out there on an outlap, of course. And, first one to blink here, Housey. So, Pillars, get us underway.
Yep. Hills was first to blink. I think we then got XS or X or Zerx, whatever you fancy. The next one out there. Although he's just letting the Jaguar of, is that Peas? No, it's not Peas. It must be Peas and Denge also out there. So it's going to be Pills then and Denge from XS. The first 3 to get us underway, as we've got a few more cars now getting out on track. As you did touch on, it'll tip off with the weather, dry, so no need to rush out in this session.
No, definitely not.
Boys will getting their setups on, just double checking things, making sure that it's all rosy. And then they'll get out there. They've got 15 minutes to do so no rush as Pills gets us underway.
Exactly right. Trying not to take too much into turn 2, of course. He's done that absolutely magnificently. And, of course, why wouldn't he? Infamous Pillars being the inaugural champ of Formula 4 here. Season 1, absolutely run away with it in the end. Very consistent he was. 14 podiums all in total. DJ Death Dragon has joined the chat as well. How are you, my friend? Man. Good to see you, Mr. Arnie. And, yes, let's not be too alarmed. All early doors in a Q1, you'll see that track map from Pillars light up purple. Yes, he's the first one out there, and we will flick to the rest of the lads as we go through. But Infamous Pillars, here he is in the second sector, and we did see a couple of guys, especially where he is now. One in particular, Snooey, on his outlap there, mate. I don't know if you remember in the Australian division, lit up the rears and into that wall he went. So, well, I mean, there was a couple, but all in all, a great race. Everyone got through unscathed, and Bozza is in the chat as well. Welcome, Bozza. Yes, supporting the UK lads as he does every week, week in, week out. Great to see you, Boz. Hope you're well, my friend. But Infamous Pillars to get himself underway, approaching the second and last corner as we speak. He sets a 1 minute 30.9, if you don't mind, mate. So straight off the bat, whack. So he's registered a really, really good time to start off with. And Denge with a 31.3. And I do believe X is next. He most certainly is next. And, well, 33.4, he will definitely go again.
Kaiser next.
Thank you, mate.
Just exit in the last corner, followed by PWS as well. PWS has run very wide though.
Oh, I've just missed.
134.3.
I've just missed his time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So we've got Chewy Racing and I Am Sloth currently out there. I Am Sloth, unfortunately, is invalidated. So we'll go to Chewy, yet to set a time, of course, as of the majority of the lads. I'm pretty sure he is furthest along there, mate. So we'll just keep an eye on to see what Chewy is doing. He's in the second sector as we speak. And, well, approaching the final DRS zone. There it is there, right, just before the bridge, rear wing wide open. And here he comes, Chewy Racing down that back straight.
Yep, this second DRS zone into the Carlos Sainz left-hander, where he had that massive crash. Heavy on the brakes into the right-hander, flick it to the left. Nice series here. You've got to really link these few corners up, Skate, haven't you?
You certainly do.
Off-camber corner here. Tricky right-hander here, easy to lose the back end on the throttle. Does it nicely, though, does Chewy. I must say, actually, Chewy's been having a fairly solid performance here in this league so far. Been quite impressed with his consistency, and he sets a 132.728 to put himself P4.
So not too bad at all from the lad. We've got I Am Sloth in the in the first sector, getting himself another run, and well, he's just gone magenta in the first sector there, mate. So he's one to watch, of course. I think he's the only one at the moment on the time run. So we're going to stick with Slothy Boy. Yes, the young Irishman. Team Rockstar Racing is the lad he supports, and whoa, he's lost it. He's absolutely lost it. Bit of a slide coming out of there, and what turn is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, turn 8, and there you go. He is missing a front wing to boot, so, well, he'll have to box and get that all sorted and go again. We've got his teammate, the Extremist, out there as well, just getting himself underway. We've got Total P's as well. Well, that says it's a 6-minute lap. We won't pay too much attention to that, but I do believe the Extremist is furthest along there, buddy.
Yep, I'm just keeping tabs on a couple of others, just in case they're going again. PW is on another lap, and I think Chewy is on another one as well, but he's just underneath his time. Only the 6 times on the board so far.
Exactly right, and the Extremist went purple in the Extremist went purple in the first sector there, Housey, so he's absolutely sending it for his first run, which is great to see. Yes, Rockstar Racing, that is that livery, and he is on the back straight as we speak. No traffic to speak of in front of him, or there is a Jaguar in front of him, but well and truly further enough ahead not to hinder him. And, well, there you go, another magenta sector, sector 2. So the Extremist is absolutely on a lap here, mate. And, well, interesting to see where this one pulls him out, because like I did say, he's purpled the first 2 sectors, so he just needs a good third sector, and he could be in the, well, obviously a Q1 session, but could be in the top end of a Q1. So let's just see what the Extremist does.
Yep. Again, decent job. There we go, 32.5. Puts him P4 behind his teammate of Kaiser at the moment. So we've got a couple of guys on their laps. Callum Tyler's invalidated his lap, unfortunately for him.
I think it'd be Mazepin, I do believe.
Yes, I think it is. Yeah, I think you're right. It is Mazepin further along. I'll drop back, see who's next.
Well, there you go. We've got some We got some chat in the chat, and we've got X in there as well. He forgot to put his ERS onto hot lap. RIP is what he's saying, and Ramsell, yes, a Hello Kitty driver saying Hello Kitty. How are you, Ramsell? Good to see you, chiropractor. And yeah, let's just see what you can do when you hit the track. Of course, you are out there at the moment on an outlap, but we are watching Mazepin Golf Racing, lad, and well, Golf Racing looking for a heap of points this weekend, just to sort of make an ends on that combined constructors there, Housey. They are trailing off just a little bit, but they've had a good couple of weeks. Let's just see what they can do here in the European division. But Mazepin sets a 1 minute 33.1, and at the moment, that is P6, Housey.
Yep. Katie just joined us in the chat. Hello, nice to see you, Katie. I was on with Peas. Peas is backed out of this lap, though. So maybe going for a second lap. Preparing for a second lap is Peas. So I'll move away from him. I think Callum Tyler's on a lap now. Fantastic. I believe is the next one around. Just about to come into sector 2. Just into that right-hander before Bopton's wall.
Yeah, Bopton's wall. Yeah, I did speak to him after the session, of course, and he was pretty rapt that he stayed well and truly away from it. Of course, he didn't want to give me ammunition there, Housey, and he was very, very tentative. He was saying, and all credit to the lad. I mean, it was pretty funny a couple of nights ago practicing with him. And yes, for those who did miss it, well, Bopton is a golf racing driver, a Pot 4 golf racing driver in the Australian division, and well, in practice he tended to hit that wall quite regularly, and so I got him to name it, and that's the story of Bopton's wall. But yes, anyway, Callum Tyler sets a 1 minute 32.1. That is P5, and I did just miss Droftas's lap. Droftas, yeah, with a 1 minute 31.2, and well, there you go, him and Pillars nose to stern.
How unusual.
Yeah, how unusual indeed. But I do believe All Shot Down is out there on a lap. Unfortunately, he's invalidated. So it will be Bannister that is next, I do believe, mate. Yeah. And then we'll flick to Ramsell, I think. So let's just see what Bannister can do. Yes, he's got half a charge. His fuel light is flashing, so I don't think he's going to have enough fuel to get around and get another lap in. We'll have a look at Ramsell approaching the last corner now. Team Hello Kitty. Ramsell sets a 1 minute 32.6, and that is P9 there, Housey.
Yeah, one of the Jaguars just had a slight issue in the middle sector. It was LPE. I think he might have had a brush with the wall. He's invalidated the lap anyway, so he's going to need to go again. Yet to set a time. He's got his other teammate, Jaguar teammate, out on there. Who is that? It is PW on an outlap, so frantically trying to search. Droftus is obviously on a slow one. Who's that? That's Callum on a slow one.
We've got I Am Sloth who's just started his lap. He's in Sector 1. He's approaching the start of Sector 2 now, so we'll keep on board with him, mate. Yes, he was out there on track, of course. A little bit of a slide and decided to abort and go again, of course. Yes, he's just gone magenta in that first sector, Housey. So he is absolutely on it. Wouldn't expect anything less from the little Irishman. Team Rockstar Racing looking for a good result, his Slothy boys. So let's just see what he can do. And we are approaching Bopton's corner for all of those who missed out. It is right. Oh, there you go. And well, he's just managed to keep it away from that wall, which is Bopton's wall, right on the right-hand side there. And that is unfortunate for Sloth. He's got plenty of time to go. So just get back around and set another lap, of course. There's plenty of time left in this session. Still 6 minutes remaining. We've got DJ Death Dragon currently out there just starting a lap as well, mate. LPE on the back straight. Yeah. He will be next. So we'll keep an eye on LPE as well, buddy.
That was synchronized spinning, to be fair. Chewy had an incident as well, to be honest with you, right at the same time as Sloth did, further along the track, but obviously something in the air. Still plenty of time though, so yet to set times is LPE, LZ Elbow. Who was that? Just set a time. Someone did. DJ, Charlie Scott and All Shot Down yet to set time. So
oh no, LPE is just invalidated right on that last turn. Sorry to cut you off, Housey. And well, that'll make this lap invalid as well. So, well, he's got no fuel either. That fuel light is screaming at him. He's going to have to get back to the pit lane. I don't know if he can make it, mate. It'll be touch and go.
5 minutes. Yeah, it will be touch and go. that pit crew's going to have to work quickly, and we know that that doesn't necessarily always happen here.
It certainly doesn't. And yes,
DJ's on his lap.
Yes, certainly is. And yes, Katie, we are hoping to see some good racing. I'm sure these boys will put in a performance like no other, as they always do. Sit back and enjoy as DJ Death Dragon sets a 1 minute 32.1 there, mate. And that is P6 for now.
Yep. Chewy going again after that little spin the previous lap, although he is going to box it, but he's pretty much level with his previous time. So I think he's had enough. Again, 4 minutes 21 might be all she wrote for him. Sloth's on a lap, but just gone purple in sector 2.
There he is there. Sorry,
currently
mate.
With 143.2. Yep, it's all good. Got a 43.2, which obviously is not representative from the Sloth. So he's going to be looking to make a sizable step up here as he comes into the final 2 corners, turn 17 and 18. Double right hand up past the pit lane entrance. Across the line with Sloth, then moves himself up to P5 with a 131.8.
That's a lot better from the ladder. I do believe Charlie Scott is next. He certainly is. Puts it on top of the timing charts with a 1 minute 30.8. Great stuff, Chazza. The Geordie Juggernaut doing his thing out there in Sochi. We've got Albo prepping his car on an outlap, and same with All Shot Down. Just trying to pick up who is next. Mazepin is out there, but he's slower than his previous best. Unfortunately, if we're to believe that time, his fuel light is screaming. Yes, he's going to throw that one in the pit lane, Housey. So we're approaching the end of this session, mate. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. We'll flick up to DJ. I wonder if DJ's going again. He looks like he absolutely is. Well, there you go. And no, he's not. He's throwing that one in the pit lane.
So we'd focus on LPE, LZ Elbow and All Shot Down. LZ Elbow is the furthest along on the lap, yet to set a time. Just coming out of turn 3 into turn 4 skate.
We are on
a little bit of traffic up ahead, but nicely out of the way by one of the Rockstar boys there. So he's got a straight run through this sector for a minute. I think All Shot Down is out there as well, if you want to key that one up next.
Ready to go, buddy.
So LZ Elbow, this is his second race with us. I think his first race last week with us.
Yeah,
had a decent result. I think he was P11, if I'm not mistaken. P11, 10 points. So good opening round for LZ. Let's see if he can capitalise and continue with the points. He's just gone purple sector 2, has Elbow. He's got that traffic now in front of him, the Jaguar car, maybe just hampering him slightly. Let's hope he gets out of the way. I'm not quite sure who it is. Come on, move away, move out the side. That is, whoa, that is, I didn't like that.
Not too sure either, but anyway, that is not for us to decide. Elbow's about to set his time of a 1 minute 31.9. That is P8, Housey. So, well and truly safe, I dare say so myself. We've got All Shot Down, as you did touch on, well, in the third sector. This is where the track time is, well, the lap time, so to speak, is won or lost, in my opinion, I do believe so. As All Shot... I'm not too sure there, buddy, but All Shot Down is about to set his one and only flying run here in this Q1 session.
Oh, Pease is out.
Is a 1 minute 32.3.
What is going on? Go to Pease. Have a look at this. He's sat in the track, one wheel cocked, yet he's not greyed out. That wheel is definitely done.
Pease is on an outlap for me.
He's not greyed out. Oh, he's stuck in the middle of the track for me.
Yeah, no,
with the wheel off.
No, I'm on Pease at the moment. He's out there he's just about to pass the pit lane entry. There he is there. And he's about to get his last, well, his flying run underway, of course. This will be it. This is make or break for Pease. Yes, he won't get enough time to get around again. And yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening with the time because he's just started his time and it says 55 seconds. So we're under the pump already there. Pease has desynced lobby. Loose to the Rooster is going to put a blinding lap in now. Pease has just desynced after lobby. That's what happened.
Has got the same as me. He's in the wall. Yeah.
Oh well, on my screen he's not.
He's still in the wall on my screen.
Yeah, there you go. On mine, he's not. So I'm not too sure what to make of that. Paul Watson is out there as well. He's about to set another time. It's of a 1 minute 35.3. I dare say that would have been a charge lap because he has just got there with about 15 seconds remaining there, Housey, to set this last flying run.
Yeah, I think I'm just watching LPE because he's on a very important lap here, yet to set a lap time. Just coming up to the second sector. He needs this lap. Does the Team Jaguar driver. So just in sector 2 now is LP. Let's see what his split times are going to be. I'll let you know in a minute. Just getting that DRS open.
That's quite all right there, mate. We are going to focus on LPE anyway, regardless. He certainly has, buddy. Purple. He certainly has. My screen's saying Pease is in front of him, but I'm not too sure what to make of it. But yes, we'll focus on LPE. Oh, no! He's just invalidated and he's in the wall. He's out. He's out. Off. Ouch. That is his session done. Total Pease is still there. And as Droftas did touch on in the chat, desynced, unfortunately. Got Paul Watson currently 7.5 tenths quicker than his previous best. I'm not too sure there, X. I'm not too sure, but yes, the Looster the Rooster is out, unfortunately. Invalidated, and there is his stricken Jaguar right there as Paul Watson just breezes past it. He wants to do better than a 1 minute 32.6 at the moment, does Paul Watson, because that is where Ramsell is sitting on 15th, and he sets a 1 minute 32.9. Unfortunately, we will lose Ramsell. Paul Watson, Total Pease says he's still on an outlap, but we have lost him as well, and unfortunately, LPE to boot.
So Mazepin there on his lap, done a 32.6, puts him P15 right on the cusp, and I think that's it. I think he's just about survived.
I think so, buddy.
On the skin of his teeth.
So I dare say we're going to be. I dare say we're going to have to wait till this this countdown clock fully ticks down if we've got a decent driver. That in Total Pease still says he's on his outlap, but yes, there you go.
Yeah, he's still sat there for me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he must be there for some of the boys as well, because I'm watching it, and some of the boys are like dodging round his stricken car. So. A little bit awkward for some of the boys, but it's done. We look like we're going to lose Ramsell, PW, Total Pease, and LPE. So 3 Jaguars there.
Wow. Yes.
Ooh, not a good session for the Jag boys.
Well, I mean, the race.
As we say all the time.
Yeah, that's right. You beat me to it.
Yeah, go on.
No, you go for it, buddy.
No,
you go. To you. Anything happens in Grand Prix racing, and usually does.
And it usually does. And the race is definitely not won on a Saturday in the qualifying session.
He says confirmed in Discord he is great. No problem. No problem. We're just waiting for the next 5 seconds to tick by, and we will load into Q2. Who is missing from tonight's grid? Not too sure there, buddy.
Well, we've got Aaron Barnes just jumped in. Whoever Aaron Barnes is. His name's just popped up on the screen in P20th, so that could have been potentially maybe where some of the connection issues are coming from. Maybe, I don't know.
Not too sure there, buddy. I'm just going to mute myself.
New name.
I'll let you talk through these menus, and I just got to do message in the.
Yep, all good. Carry on. We're still waiting. I've got. Counters on 0, but we've got no advance yet. So, okay, so Aaron Barnes is an AI name because the lobby isn't full, Drofter says. So that's an interesting one. That way it makes sense as why I don't know the name. So we'll just wait for the boys to figure out what's going on. This might be a bit of a glitched lobby. We might have to restart this lobby. I'm not sure. We'll let the admins take care of that. And you can stick with me for a minute. So whilst we're waiting, we'll just we'll run through a couple of figures until anybody tells me otherwise. So moving on into the Q2 session, the fastest Q2 time on a medium tyre, which is the tyre that generally people tend to do your Q2 session on. On the Australian side of the league this morning, the fastest time was set by One Slick in the Golf Racing car, and it was a 1:31.373. So we'll keep our eyes out.
Yeah, if Pease leaves there, X, he can rejoin as well. Make sure you just send him another invite. But yeah, probably advise him to leave the lobby and rejoin if he hasn't done already.
Yep, so the boys still working in the background just to try and get this one ticking over. As you can see, the championship standings on your screen for your enjoyment at home. I'll go back to the notepad of love whilst we're still trying to sort this out. So earlier in the Australian, Jag and Monster were the only two teams with all their cars finishing today. So it looks like we've got 3 Jaguars out in this session, as we touched on, but they did have a fairly decent result in the Australian side of it this morning. 2 safety cars in that race and 4 DNFs. So we'll see if we can keep it to less safety cars and less DNFs in this session. We'll see when we get round to race time. So we're still waiting. So we'll just run you through last week's results quickly while we're waiting. So last week's results was Drofters took P1, Total Ps took P2, and Pillars was P3. Pole position last week was held by Ps. Fastest lap took by Drofters, and the driver of the day was also Drofters. So good event last week for Drofters. P1, fastest lap, and driver of the day. So we'll be looking to continue on that form. Obviously, pot 1 driver is Drofters. Very good lad, very quick lad. As most of these pot 1 guys here actually are, you know, getting onto that next level stuff. The aliens, as they used to call them in MotoGP, if anyone follows that. The aliens. It was a few years back, that was kind of the Lorenzo, Stoner, Rossi heydays. But anyway, this is 4 wheels, not 2. As we still wait, it gives me a chance to read out another couple for you. So Total Ps, he is the leader in this championship, and he is on a 7-week streak at the top of the Drivers' Championship and the top of Pot 1. So P's really got this one in his own control. Having said that, he is the car that is in the wall, and he is out of this session. But we know what kind of talent he has got, and I'm sure if he gets back in this session, be sure to see him cut through the pack come race time. Drofters has moved himself up to P3 after last week's results in the Drivers' Championship. Sloth up to P2. The top 3, P, Sloth and Drofters, in that order, are the only other drivers to be in the top 3, apart from those 3, are Energetics and Excess. They're the only other two guys that have featured in the top 3 so far after 9 rounds. This is obviously the 10th round here. So we've had the same positioned top 3 in the Constructors for the last 3 weeks. So same positions held by the same 3 drivers, P, Sloth and Drofters, the last three weeks. Last week's DNF by Excess, or X, or Xerxes, it means that no driver on this grid has finished every single race. X was the only guy up until last week to have seen the flag at every single race, but unfortunately had a bit of a whoopsie last week, and that now means that no driver has seen the flag every single race. Charlie Scott, the only driver to stay in the same position or move up each week in the Drivers' Championship. He's never gone backwards as Charlie Scott. He was a little bit of a latecomer joining, so he hasn't quite done the same races as everybody else here, or some of the other guys here, but needless to say, he is the only guy that's either stayed in the same position or moved up every week, so credit to him. Kenneth Chaos, who we're missing, I'm not even sure if he's still here or not, because I think, looking at that, Kaiser might have his car, so I'm not sure if Kaiser's replaced Kanek. I will confirm that for you, but Kanek was on a 5-week streak at the same position, as we've now got the times rolling over. So, and Denger's left the session, and that seems to, so is DJ. Are they all leaving? Are we doing
I think
rebuild
we are
here?
restarting the lobby, my friends. So we're going to go on a quick intermission.
Okay.
We'll be back in a second.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're just waiting for the boys just to set up the lobby, but we are back in the lobby, so we will get this session back underway very, very shortly.
Yes, unfortunately, we do apologise for that, folks, but the boys are working frantically in the background trying to get this one up and running again. I do believe we're going to start this session as of full, and while the bottom 4 or 5 that were out of that session will retire. I do believe, I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go down. I'm just waiting on confirmation from the boys in the admin room, of course, but yes, they are busy setting this one up. So do bear with us, guys and girls at home. We do apologise. Yes, it is the beautiful Codemaster fastest thing that tends to happen from time to time, and it is so out of our hands. But yes, we will piddle paddle through this one as we'll go through a little bit of the running order. Yes, Charlie Scott, Callum Tyler, Bannister is there as well. Of course, we've got Xerxes all shot down now. Those three there, well, I do believe Bannister is a... well, don't quote me on it. I'll have to double check the Discord. But I thought he was a reserve, but no. Monster Energy Racing, Total Peace, Team Jaguar, Chewy Racing, Golf Energy, of course, Pillars as well, Mazaspin, Droftas, a Hello Kitty driver, DJ Death Dragon, the same as Callum has just subscribed. Thank you very, very much, Callum. Much appreciated there, mate. As Ramsell is there as well in Team Hello Kitty. I am Sloth Rockstar Racing with the Extremist, same as well. And Dench, Team Jaguar, and Paul Watson, of course. And Kaiser is there too. So I do believe, I'm pretty sure Kaiser is a reserve. Is that correct, Howsy? Pretty sure he is.
Well, I thought he was, but having said that, he's got the Rockstar livery on, and I'm not sure whether Canic Chaos has departed us.
I'll just double check that. I'll double check that, mate.
Canic Chaos, I'm sure. I've got a
he
feeling
certainly
Canic
is.
Chaos.
He certainly is a full-time driver, of course, in Team Rockstar Racing. So that answers that one for us, buddy.
Yep, I think it is Canic Chaos that we lost the seat there, and I think Kaiser, who you're right in saying, I think a week or two ago he was doing a reserve drive or reserve role for us, but obviously got the call and he stepped up, and we appreciate that. So thanks to Kaiser for stepping in and filling that seat. There was a very, very, very talented driver that got offered that seat, but I do believe they turned it down.
Meaning yourself, your good self there, mate.
Oh no, well, I wouldn't blow smoke up my own trumpet, but you know.
Absolutely brilliant from you, of course, there, mate. And yes, you were given an opportunity to drive full time, but you wanted to well fulfill your commentary duties, which was muchly appreciated there, brother. But next season is a whole new game altogether, and well, let's just see if we can get you into a full-time seat. Yes, the boys are slowly starting to load in again. I think there's only one or two more to get in, and we are good to go. So please bear with us, folks. We do apologise. The boys are doing their absolute best to sort this one out for you guys and girls at home. And yeah, 19 in. They're all starting to ready 19, up. So I reckon we're very, very close.
Yep, operation resume. So let's just hope that the boys have got the message from those guys that had dropped out of Q1, and we can just retire them from the session and move straight on to Q2. Although I'm sure a lot of them would like to do Q1 again, but unfortunately that's the way the cookie crumbles. So hopefully these boys are on that. They all know what they need to do, and we can move forward to Q2. Here we go then. Take two.
Take two, exactly right, mate. Exactly right. I mean, what else do you say? I mean, it is a bit of a pain for absolutely everybody, but you can only roll with the punches and do what you can do, of course. And yes, the lobby is back up. We're about to get started once again, and I'm sure that the UK admins have sorted exactly what the boys need to do, whether they retire, whether we just run Q1 again. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure the bottom four are going to retire. So, yeah, I'm just waiting on a yes or a no, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's all going to play out. We've got 10 seconds on the countdown clock to get this one underway, and hopefully it's just we'll get stuck straight back into that Q2 session, mate, because those lap times were starting to heat up ever so slightly, buddy.
Yep, obviously the first sort of laps were under the belt, so the guys that had progressed had all had a little bit of time to get their eye in, a couple of laps. So we'll just wait and see what these guys do. Just bear with us still. Sorry, folks. We will get back to the track action as soon as possible. As I've said, you know, it does look easy to run these kind of leagues and do the things we're doing, but unfortunately sometimes these things just come out of our control, and we have to make do with the tools that we've got. It does look like some of the boys are exiting the pits, so Ramsel's retired.
Total
Hayes is retired.
Yep. It's probably just to get one on the board, I dare say, so they don't find themselves in that drop zone. And yeah, the bottom four, the bottom 4 or 5 that were in that last session will obviously retire, and the rest will just set a lap just so to make sure that they get through to the next session, and then they can all retire in the pit lane, I dare say, and we'll get a Q2 session happening. So this is just a formality, I do believe, folks. And Denge, Team Jaguar is the first one out there, of course. But like we did say, we're not too sure exactly how this one's going to play out. Just frantically looking at the Discord to see if I can get any sort of information there, folks, for you beautiful guys and girls at home. But yes, please bear with us.
Yep, somebody switched the lights back on in the comms box. We're a bit in the dark here, but we'll do the best we can. We'll call what we can see and what we know as and when we do see it or know it. But as you said, I think Skate, I think this is just a formality of the guys just putting a lap on to make sure that they do progress into the next session, and the guys that need to retire, retiring. I'm sure that would be the case. Again, I'm not sure some of these guys will want to keep the session going for any longer than it needs to be. After all, I know racing is most of our lives, but some of us do have other things to do.
So, and Den's the first one to blink. Look at who is in the pit lane. So we've got LPE that we did lose in that original Q1 session, obviously Ramsell and Total Ps. So I think, I dare say that's the way it's going to play out, mate. And these boys are just going to set a lap to register. Those the remaining 4 will not, and away we go.
Yeah, Callum Tyler's given us that either we're correct in what we're saying, or we're both just really cool guys because we're spot on. Take it however you want.
I'll go for the first one. Maybe we're correct in what we're saying, which could be a first. It could be. Well,
I was going to go for the second option, to be honest. But...
Well, I mean, whatever floats your boat there, Housey. I mean, I'm all for it, mate. I'll back you every day of the week.
Anything at this point.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything at this point.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, I dare say that we were spot on with the 4 lads in the pit lane. Yes, Paul Watson, Total Ps, Ramsell, and LPE. They will not advance into the Q2. These boys will just set a putt lap just to register, and we will jump straight into a Q2 session. We do apologise again, folks. Obviously out of our hands, but this is the best way to do it, as fair as possible, of course. Because that first Q1 session was running well until it wasn't. Well, if that even makes sense, was running well until it wasn't.
Yeah, brilliant.
And
brilliant analogy there.
Well, there you go. There you go. It's just doing the Codemasters thing, of course. And, well, DJ Death Dragon, that's who I'm on board with at the moment. And, well, Pillars, of course. Pillars sets a 1 minute, 31.250. We're not going to pay too much attention to these lap times, of course, folks. This is just a formality, as I did touch on. And DJ Death Dragon comes across the line right about now. So it's a 33.5. We'll flick through the remaining of the field. We've got Chewy there as well. There he is there, passing the pit lane. He's about to set his time just to get himself registered at 33.7. A lot of Monster Energy boys very close together on track. So we've got Allshot down there as well. We've got Charlie Scott, or the Juggernaut. Yes, on the Inters, doing his thing. Yes, it's just a formality. So he is just looking to register a time. We've got Sloth there on a full set of wets. Yeah, well, there you go. It certainly is. On a full set of wets is what I Am Sloth is there. And... interesting to say the least. Elbow there on a set of Inters. So these boys are just registering these times. Not long to go now, folks. We'll just get these out of the way and we'll get into a Q2 session, of course. Yes, where is Xerxes? There he is there. He's, well, he must have invalidated that last run, but he will have to set a valid time, I dare say. How's he?
One job. I
know. One job.
I'll tell you what. I'll reiterate what I said earlier on the stream. Obviously, look, a big congratulations from us boys in the box to X on the birth of his new baby boy Max. I think that was last week, tail end of last week, was it? I believe, or over the weekend.
Yes, yeah,
some point around then.
A few days ago.
He's probably had some sleep this night. So we'll let him off. We'll let him off this once.
Yeah, that's right. I dare say he would have as, well, there you go. We're just waiting on X or Xerxes to set a time, and we'll make his way back to the pit lane, and we'll get this one done.
Yep, indeed. We'll move to that all-important Q2 session, the session where the strat comes into play. And we were having a bit of a giggle to ourselves earlier, weren't we, about that session in the Q2 session in the Australian side, because we said, oh yeah, you know, people are coming out on softs, but we reckon they might sort of sandbag it. And there was like it was like pulling the handbrake on out of the final turn, so you could stop the quickest, scrub off as much speed as they can. So I'm sure it won't be much different in this session either when we get to it.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. So as X goes past the pit lane, he's got one more corner to go. And he will put that back in the pit lane, of course. He sets a 1 minute 47.8. And, well, that is that done and dusted, of course. So all these boys are going to go back into the pit lane. They're all going to retire, and we're going to get into a Q2 session. Thank you very, very, very much for bearing with us, folks. We do appreciate that. Of course, out of our control. But, yes, Q2 to follow very, very shortly.
Indeed. Back on track.
Back on track. Well, a little bit of a detour, but we got there in the end, mate. We absolutely did. So, yeah, there you go. Callum in the pit lane. Sloth is in the pit lane, and All Shot Down is about to approach his pit box. So, this session is done and dusted, and there you go. So, Sloth retires. We'll just wait for All Shot Down to retire, and we'll get cracking into a Q.
Yep, so just to remind everybody at home, this Q2 session that we're going to go into now, the tyre that you set your fastest lap on in this next session will be the tyre that you will start the race on. So hence why we've been talking a little bit about the strategy calls. So you will see a fair few guys running the medium, some guys that are maybe slightly slower than the top boys, maybe out on the softs just to get in the mix. It's a very interesting session, normally the Q2 session. So we will, as All Shot Down now retires. So there we go. Let's just recap on our drop zone there then, Skate. So we have lost for the second time LPE 91, Ramsel, Total Ps and PWS, Paul Watson. Those four will not take part in the Q2 session.
They certainly won't. And Droftas has got absolutely everything crossed, fingers and all, and praying that it doesn't glitch again, because he's just said if it glitches again, he'll give up. No, I don't think so, mate. I think we're good to go from this point on. I'm grabbing as much pieces of timber as I possibly can, and, well, I've got everything crossed myself there, buddy. So, yeah, so far so good. We've got 3 seconds remaining before we see the start of a Q2 session. Finally there, Housey. Finally, mate. We're there. We're there.
We have got there. Here we go.
Yes, DJ Death Dragon. Yes, it certainly did, mate. It really did. But I mean, you boys can right that wrong right about now, Arnie, and looking forward to what you boys can do out there on track. Of course, yes, as Housey did touch on, whatever the fastest time you set on this compound, whatever compound it is you choose to set your fastest time on is a tyre that you need to start the Grand Prix on. And, well, of course, there is a bit of banking happening at the start of a Q2 session, depending on how the individual wants to run it, of course. But yes, that is usually the case. And we then usually towards the end of it, it's very, very rapid. At the moment, we've got Xerxes is one of the first to blink, but I do believe, who is that? Is that Kaiser or is it Sloth? No, Sloth. It is Sloth. And Slothy Boy wants some airtime, and there he is. He's got it, the Rockstar Racing lad. And he's quite confident, mate. He's come out there straight away on the medium. And well,
on the mediums, yeah.
Great to see, mate.
Yep, obviously, got Xerxes out behind him on the softs. Bit of a mixed bag at the moment. 5, 6 guys selecting the softs so far. 2 guys out on the track with the mediums on the outlaps at the moment. So, as I said, this can be a bit of a trying trickery session, shall we call it? So,
yeah, that's
some of the guys will go out on softs and then bail out of it towards the end of the lap, just to try and make other people come out. But as we said, touched on in the Australian division, there's no numpties in this league. Everybody's quite wise to the fact of the little tricks and the strategy calls that goes on here.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Of course, when they were all sussing each other out early doors, it would have been, yeah, sort of panic stations a little bit. But I mean, now we're in round 10. I'm sure they've all got used to each other. And, well, I mean, these boys are no strangers to themselves either because, well, these are the originals, most of these lads here in the UK division or the European division. Yes, last season, of course, these boys, this is their second season at it. And I Am Sloth was definitely a part of that one as well. So he's prepped his lap. He's ready to go and to take us away. I Am Sloth. Yes, very, very good. And this is such a great run down to, well, this is turn one, believe it or not, is what they classify that little kink as turn one. And technically the hardest braking point on the track is turn two. So there he is there. I Am Sloth retarding that speed and then punching it through turns 3 and 4. And, well, he's doing a fantastic job, if I must say so myself, on that medium, mate. So if you do remember, I do believe the medium tyre runners in Q2 in the Australian division were roughly around the mid 131s. As I Am Sloth, you will see that track map light up purple, of course. He's the first one out on track. Behind him is, a Monster Energy lad of Xerxes. So we'll flick to Xerxes straight away. And yes, I've got him pre-selected.
So after that.
Well, he's very, very close, isn't he? Infamous
They're
Pillars.
right. Yeah.
They look on that track map. They look like they're right nose to, yeah, exactly right.
Xerxes is
so
going to let him go. Xerx has backed out of it. Pills has gone past it. Will be Pills next, not Xerx. Just to throw you a curveball.
Thanks, mate. He said doing his thing.
On a lap too.
Exactly right. We've got a few of them out there as we speak. There's only probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers in the pit lane. So the bulk of them are out there, Housey. And yes, I Am Sloth, the first one to blink. He's about to approach and exit that last corner. He sets a 1 minute 31.7, mate. Not too bad at all for his first run as Pillars pulls well and truly over. And that was a banker from the lad. There you go. The games have started already.
Callum Tyler about to cross the line, does so with a 33.4 on the soft, puts himself P3. Bannister's an outlap, who's that? Just about to cross the line. Kaiser's at 32.6.
And we've got all shot down, set a 1 minute 34.1. Yes, these definitely are banker times there, mate. So these boys.
There we go. That's not a banker time. That from Andenge.
Not from Andenge, no way.
31.5.
31.5, exactly right. So, but I was talking more from Kaiser, all shot down. Pillars, Xerxes, Mazaspin. Yes, most definitely all banker laps. We've got Bannister out there on a timed run at the moment in Sector 1, approaching Sector 2 as we speak. There he is there, the Monster Energy Racing driver. The rest of the lads are either in the pit lane that have not set a time or on an outlap, that being Chewy Racing. But yes, we're going to focus on Bannister, of course. Yes, Monster Energy. What is that? Number 98, I do believe, is what he's donning on that magnificent car of his. Or is it 88? I can't quite see it. But yes, he is on the back straight as we speak. DRS wing wide open. And this is such a great run towards the end of the sector here, Howsy. But of course, Sector 3, very, very tricky early doors. And, yeah. As, yeah.
At the same time.
Exactly right. Bit of a giggle there. Droftas throwing in some jokes in the chat. As, only Droftas can do, of course. But yes, Bannister, there he is there. Just going past that pit lane entry, excuse me. Second last and last corner approaching right about now. And let's just see what Bannister can do. Oh, he's gone a little bit wide. It's going to cost him a bit of time, but it's a 33.099 Housey, so not too bad from the lad. We've got Chewy out there as well. He's got his lap underway, of course. Yes, there he is, the Golf Racing driver. Yes, Chewy Racing was with us last season. He did have another name. It wasn't Chewy Racing. I think it was just Chewy last season, if I do remember correctly. Back straight, right. He's gone past Bopton's wall. DRS wing wide open, approaching the end of Sector 2, Housey.
Mazaspin's just crossed the line with a 33.2 on the softs, puts himself P6. Oh, second lap on the softs, that was. So, is it Chewy that's furthest along here? I think it is.
Yeah, I believe so, mate. I believe so.
Yep, it is. Just exiting turns 17 and 18 now. Is Chewy. Penultimate corner then. just about keeps it clean. Puts himself P5 on the medium, a 33.092. And so Charlie Scott gets his lap underway.
Exactly right there, mate. We've got Albo still in the pit lane, yet to register a time. We've got the Extremist out there on an outlap as well there, buddy. And also Droftas, he's about to, well, he's in the third sector. He's ending his outlap, about to start his hot lap, of course. But we will focus on Charlie Scott, yet to say...
Sloth takes top spot, 31.4.
Sloth takes top spot. Well done, son. But yes, we'll focus on Charlie Scott. Yet to set a time. The boys down the bottom end of that timing chart, of course. Yes, I am Sloth and Denge, and I do believe quite possibly DJ Death Dragon are all well and truly safe. DJ just quite possibly, don't quote me on that one, but he's right there and thereabouts as we are watching Charlie Scott in the second sector. Monster Energy Racing, that fetching orange or red helmet that he has on at the moment. Yes, DRS wing wide open. That is the second detection zone right there, folks. And, well, Charlie Scott, Chazza, the Geordie Juggernaut in the third sector. Oh, he's gone purple in the second as well.
He's gone purple.
So he's absolutely on a lap, is the lad. And, well, a quick driver. He's just improved over the last, well, 3 or 4 months as Chazza, of course. Yes, I had the great pleasure of being in a league with him, last season, of course. And, early doors last season. His pace has picked up phenomenally. And whatever he's done is definitely working for himself. Let's just see what he can set now. He sets a 1 minute 31.1. Nice. And there you go. P1 there. How's he?
Yeah, good lap time, as you mentioned earlier. The fastest time in the Australian side was a 31.373 by one slick on the medium, so we're ahead of that already, as Droftus is going to be the next one to set his time. Yet to set a time, he has got the medium fitted, and he is going quick. So I wouldn't be surprised if Droftus nicks this one away from Charlie. Let's have a look. It's just exiting the final corner now is Droftus. Oh, not quite. 31.6. But I believe that'll be safe for Droftus, indeed.
I think so too, my friend. I think so too. We've got the Extremist out there as well, yet to set a time. I do believe he's furthest along on a time run. He's just approaching the start of that back straight there, Housey. And so he'd want to pull himself out of that drop zone, of course. We're going to lose P's 11 right through to 15, folks, as we do touch on every session the dropout zone. And yes, the top 10 will be our Q3 shootout, so to speak. But yes, the Extremist navigating this off-camber, tricky, technical third sector, or the start of it anyway, doing a fantastic job. It sort of makes or breaks the lap time, in my opinion, especially through that part of this magnificent lap here at Sochi. But yes, let's just see what he can do. It's 28-29. It's looking not too bad. Let's just see if he can get himself safe. It's a 32.6, and that is P7, mate. P7.
Zerks is on another lap. He's going to be next. Just coming up to the last couple of corners. Currently sitting P14 with a 35.9, but he is about 2 or 3 seconds up here on his previous. It's not going to be quite good enough, I don't think, for challenge the top, and it's not. It's P5 at 131.962, but respectable enough.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. We've got Infamous Pillars.
I think that was...
We've got Infamous Pillars out there as well.
Down.
He's next across the line here, mate. Turn 17 and 18 approaching. And let's just see what Pillars can do. He just wants to get himself safe, of course. And he sets a 1 minute 31.3. P2 for now. And he's done the job, mate. He's absolutely done the job. We've got all shot down 1.3 seconds quicker than his previous best. He wants to be better than a 1 minute 33 dead. And he's done that with a 32.1. Puts him P7, Housey. Fantastic stuff. Who else is out there, mate? We've got Albo yet to set a time. Still in the pit lane, of course. We've got Pillars who has just set his time. The Extremist, is he going again? No, I think he might be on a cooldown lap. Yeah, he's fuel light. He's screaming at him, so he'll definitely go again. So I do believe we've come to that time in qualifying there, Housey, where, that lull, the famous lull in Q2. So, yeah, not much has happened. Is he really? Is Pillars...
All shot down is on another... Yeah, Pillars is still going. All shot down still going too. Just waiting to see whether they back it off towards the second sector. Pillars will be the first one. All shot down was going quicker though, to be fair. Let's have a look at Pill's split time as he's about to cross the end of the second sector. See whether he's still on it. No, he's 8 seconds down, so go back to all shot. I saw all shot down. He's now lost.
Yeah, he's 2.5 seconds
time,
as
so
well.
he's backed out of it. Yeah, first sector was good.
Mazepin has invalidated, unfortunately, and and Albo has made an appearance in a Q2 session. So, yeah, there you go. So, Albo, 3 minutes remaining in this session, folks. There's plenty of time, plenty of water to go under the bridge. Anything can happen to change this running order. We've got Bannister out there on an outlap as well. Chewy has put it in the pit lane. He'd want to come out if he wants to do any sort of damage to that top 10, of course. We've got Mazepin. He will need to go again, as we did touch on. Callum just getting a lap underway again, I do believe.
LZ about to start his lap. He needs his lap, so maybe focus on LZ.
He certainly was.
Because this is his first time lap.
I tell you what,
2 minutes to go, so he's leaving it to the last. He's leaving it to the last.
A lot of lads are tending to go wide there on that last turn. You'd want to be careful there. Keep all 4 wheels inside that white line, because it definitely will hurt the current lap and the next one. Exactly right. So it was very, very close there, Housey. I did notice he did slide towards it and corrected it quite nicely. So Mazepin has said enough, and while he's not going to better his time, he's comfortably retired in the pit lane. We've got Albo there, as you did touch on. Purple first sector, Housey, with a 33.4, I do believe it was. And let's just see how he gets on. We've got Callum ahead of him. Callum has gone purple in the second sector as well. So let's just keep an eye on Callum first, to be fair, mate. He's furthest along. It looks like he's on another run, and he's on a well and truly quicker run, and he wants to do better at the moment than a 1 minute 32.6, because that is the extremist in P10. And of course, yes, we will lose 11 through to 15, but Callum Tyler, the last corner now, let's just see what he can set, a 1 minute 32.5, and that puts him P9.
There's going to be LZ next, and then Bannister after that. If you want to queue it up, I'm on board with LZ at the moment. Currently 15th, yet to set a lap time, so let's hope the last couple of corners don't curse him here. He just about keeps it inside, had to back out of it slightly with 31.761, so good lap time from LZ, 6th. As Bannister will be next, I do believe.
Yeah, certainly will be.
3 tenths up. 3 tenths up, he's in the drop zone at the minute, P14. Can he get himself out here? I think it might be a bit of a tough ask, indeed. 32.962, only moves him to 13. He has got another lap. If he's got the fuel, his light's not on, but looks like he's back straight out of it. So I think Bannister is done. Who's that Hello Kitty car? DJ 0.3 under his current time at the moment. Runs a little wide there, though. Through that second sector, just the tail end of the second sector, start of the third sector. Currently sat 9th, so near the bubble is DJ.
Well, he's got Callum and Kaiser both out there on laps at the moment. So DJ would be looking to better his previous time. Let's just see if he can, and he most certainly can with a 1 minute 31.9. We'll flick back down to Callum, because he will be next. Level pegging with his previous best is the lad. He wants a mighty third sector to pull himself safe. Well, a lot safer than what he's gone. A 32.0. Kaiser is next with a 31.9. Oh, have a look at this. Where is the extremist? The extremist has invalidated. Oh no, he is done. We've also got Bannister out there as well, and I'm not too sure if
shot down is done. That was all shot down, just about across the line now, but he's invalidated.
The extremist
time is on the clock.
The extremist has invalidated, and Bannister's the only one that can make a difference here. He's approaching the end of the second sector. Let's just see where he's at, and if he is better. No, he's definitely not. Look at that time. So we have our drop zone, folks. That is all shot down. The extremist will be out. Bannister will be out, and Chewy Racing and Mazepin, of course. Yes, we have our top 10 decided. Q3, roll on, of course.
Yep, so we'll wait for the timing page to come up just to confirm who was on what tyres. Won't shoot the gun too early here, because it just tells you on the screen the tyres that is currently fitted, not necessarily the tyre that there was the fastest time they set on. If that makes sense.
All on the mediums there. I just flicked it to best, and yes, all on the mediums, the top 10. So there you go. So there will be no one starting the Grand Prix on the soft compound, believe it or not. If we're to believe that screen, yeah, that is the case. So
And let's just wait for the screen to flick over just to make sure we are correct. We're not selling anyone a dummy here. So the final guy's just getting pushed back into the boxes then. Or just finishing their laps under AI conditions.
Well, there you go. Have a look at that. Charlie Scott with a 1 minute 31.199 ahead of Pillars by 1.5 tenths. Fantastic stuff by that lad. I Am Sloth in P3 with a 131.4. And Denge is doing his thing again with a 131.5. Droftas with a 131.6. And Albo, well, the newest kid on the block, of course, Albo with a 31.7. DJ Death Dragon a 31.9. Same with Xerxes, very, very close. And Kaiser and Callum not too far off as well. We have just lost, all shot down, the extremist, Bannister, Chewy Racing, and unfortunately Mazepin will not take part in Q3. Free tyre choice for those lads, though.
3 Rockstar cars. Yep, 3 Rockstar cars through to the top 10. It's looking good for them.
It certainly is, mate. It certainly is.
As we move forward into Q3. Now, pole position in the Australian side earlier on was One Slick, the golf racing team, with a 130.670. So that's the time you've got to keep your eye out for. See whether these European lads can better that.
I reckon that time will fall dramatically, mate. I reckon it really will. Yeah, definitely reckon it will. So, Pillars is the first one to blink. Oh, hang on a minute. Charlie Scott says, no, you don't, Pillars. And I want some airtime, does the Geordie Juggernaut. And he's going to get it, the Monster Energy Racing lad. Fantastic stuff. It's always a bit of a fight to see who comes first out on track. And there he is there. The Monster Energy Racing driver, Charlie Scott. There he is. We've got Infamous Pillars behind him, I do believe, and his teammate Albo just leaving the pit lane. So, a lot of cars out on track already. Early doors, of course. Yes, 12-minute session is a Q3 session. We are just on 11 minutes remaining. And, well, these boys are prepping ever so nicely. Don't want to take too much life out of these tyres, of course, Housey. The more you can sort of keep in your back pocket, the better you'll be, obviously, race conditions. So there was a couple of lads that did say set 3 laps or so on the medium in that Q2 session. So, of course, taking a little bit of life out of them early doors, albeit at the start of the Grand Prix. But yeah, I mean, any sort of tyre life you can keep in your back pocket is definitely beneficial, mate.
Indeed, it's all part of the game. Can those 2 or 3 laps can be the difference come the end of the race, or come your pit stop strategy. Certainly can. So a few of them are wise to it. A few of them maybe just out there to push as hard as they can, not think too much about the tactics. But as I said earlier on, there's no dummies in this league. They're all very talented guys, all know what they're doing. So who are we to doubt them?
Exactly right. Infamous Pillars, the first one to get us underway, of course. Xerxes, Chazza let him go, of course, on the back straight. And so Pillars will be the first one to set a lap. We'll have a look at Pillars to see how he attacks this lap. Of course, yes, he is the reigning champion of this league of last season. And, well, that is exactly what you want to do there. Hug that nice tight line. That is turn 4, folks. And he's approaching the end of the first sector. You're going to see that map light up purple. Let's not worry too much about that just yet. But Pillars, yes, there he is there in the second sector. Very, very close to track limits. They're doing his thing is the Amigo, and only as the Amigo can do, of course. And yes, that sausage curb is exactly what you want to avoid, is what he has just done there. And he is approaching the back straight. Second DRS zone approaching. There it is, folks, and it is a long, long run to the end of the second sector that Pillars is just in. Very hard on the brakes toward the end of this straight with almost a 90-degree right and a 90-degree left off camber. So the front end tends to wash out a little bit right about here. But Pillars navigates that ever so nicely. And yes, a bit of a bump there. Excuse me, the right-hander there as he goes past the pit lane, and the Amigo keeping this one nice and tidy for a first run here in Q3. Let's just see what time he can register. I dare say it'll be a low 30. Is it going to be a 30? It certainly is. It's a 30.7. Fantastic lap as...
Charlie Scott.
Well, he's invalidated because it did not register.
Sloth's next. Sloth's next. That didn't register either, did it? Or did it? 133?
No, it certainly did not. Certainly did not.
Register.
So there's a couple of lads
So it's
invalidating.
LZ.
And LZ didn't register either. Kaiser did with a 31.7. And, well, Droftas with
DJ's going to be next.
a 30.5. We'll flick to DJ Death Dragon. There he is there. He's at the 32.2. Behind him is Xerxes with a 31.2. And there is a Rockstar Racing lad. And
Callum.
that is Callum. Thank you, mate, with a 32.3. As we welcome to the stream. Oh, Howsy, I'm going to leave that one to you. That is XKDLH. However you say that, welcome to the stream. This is Formula 4 Racing. Yes, Formula 4 Racing. This is the European division. And we are at Race Day 10, Sochi, Russia. So sit back and enjoy. This is our Q3 session. Who is next? Charlie Scott has invalidated. The fuel light is on. He will get back. He will get back to the pit lane. We've got I Am Sloth there as well. His last lap was invalidated, so he didn't get to set a time as I Am Sloth.
Sloth's furthest.
He certainly is furthest.
Sloth's furthest.
So he just wants to register a time, does the lad, or he might throw this one in the pit lane. Not too sure how this lad's going to attack it, but I dare say he's got a fresh set of softs. Oh, as Sloth has just spun. And yes, that has made up his decision for him. He'll throw that one in the pit lane. We'll flick to Charlie Scott. Yes, invalidated. Elbow, invalidated. And Denge has made an appearance. And have a look at the traffic he's got in front of him. He'll be praying they all decide to peel into the pit lane because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in front of him. And there is Kaiser going into the pit lane, so that's one less he has to worry about. Let's just see if the rest of them did. Yes, I dare say they did, mate. He's only got a Rockstar Racing driver in front of him, and I do believe that is I Am Sloth.
Sloth. Yeah, it is Sloth. And then late out the pits, letting everybody else just go out. So he's looking for a bit of clear track with Andenge. He's got, like you said, Sloth just coming through turn 3 as he enters turn 2. And into 3, but Sloth's going to be well up the road. I'm just keeping half an eye on Sloth here, whilst you're keeping an eye on Andenge. Sloth's down, he's 0.8 down at the moment.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we did see Sloth spin towards the end of his lap, of course, and ruined his time. So I dare say he'll be putting that one in the pit lane, putting on a fresh set and going again. So Andenge is just purple to first sector, of course. Yes, the Swede, Team Jaguar, Andenge doing his thing as only Andenge does. Yes, he's had a great run of results, Howsy. This boy is really strutting his stuff as he approaches the back straight. The end of sector 2 is approaching. And let's just see if he lights this one up purple as well, because he's absolutely on it. He most certainly has with a 104.299. That is a purple sector 1, purple sector 2. He wants to keep this sector nice and tidy because, well, you'll lose a lot of track time if you don't get it exactly right. And, well, he's navigated that absolutely beautifully as Andenge. And, well, takes a little bit of that curb, unsettles the car ever so slightly, but gathers it up nicely, goes past the pit lane, turn 18. There it is there, folks. And he crosses the line with a 1:30.6, and that puts him P2.
Yep, indeed. So LZ's out there on an outlap at the moment. The only other car out on the track, the Golf Racing car, yet to set a time is LZ. So 4 minutes 40 left. He's got time.
He certainly has, mate.
Probably only got time for the one run though, I would imagine. By the time he gets round, starts this lap, finishes the lap, I think that's going to be about it. And Charlie Scott, yet to set a time as well. He's going to come out in the next batch as the guys that had set lap times are all fitting a fresh set, ready to go out for one more run, and they give us a headache with them all coming out at the same time. I'd like to make us work for it. So is LZ just coming into 16 and turns 17. In the final corner, turn 18, so LZ is going to get his lap underway. Let's have a little ride on board, shall we? So over the start-finish line, bang it up through the gears, use that ERS deployment, get that DRS wing wide open through that kink of turn 1, the pinch point that it is, down into turn 2, heavy on the brakes, down from 8th to back to 3rd, short shift up to 4th on the exit, shifting up to 7th now through the long left-hander of turn 3, real hard on the tyres here. Brake heavy again for the right-hander of 4, down to 3, short shift to 4th. firing through these gears now. Up to 7th before the right-hander there. Still flat on the gas here, using the ERS to the best of his ability, 68%. You see it down there. Little tricky there. He's just took a little bit of curb there as he's getting ready to come onto this second DRS zone. Nice smooth right-hander there, takes it nicely. So this is Bopton's wall and the second DRS zone. That rear wing wide open, 8th gear, flat pedal to the metal through this horrible left-hander. Very easy to unsettle the car. Now this very important sector, the left-handers. Car in the way, but gets nicely out of the way. Off camber left-hander here. Oof. Oh, which just catches him out slightly. And again, look, that right-hander just catches him out. He's backed out of it.
Yeah, that would have ruined and cost him so much time through that part of the lap. As well, he aborts that one, and Xerxes takes us away. Of course,
he's not got time, surely.
Well, he can. If he's got the fuel, he can set another lap, of course.
No, he's boxed it.
He's boxed it. Yeah, he's definitely not got the time. That's it. That is his session done. If Charlie Scott doesn't set a time, it'll be 9 and 10 for Albo and Charlie Scott. But I dare say that Charlie Scott is currently out there at the moment. I dare say he's on a lap.
Just starting.
Yeah, so
we'll
focus on Xerxes at the moment. We've got Droftas out there on an outlap as well. So we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled to see when these guys come in. They're going to come in thick and fast, folks, as Xerxes is nearly 2/10 up on his previous best at the end of Sector 1. So he's going to do better than his previous best if he just keeps this kind of pace happening, is the Xerxes. So Sector 2 as we speak, and very, very tidy is the lad. So far, so good. And approaching that second DRS zone. Yes, Bopton's wall, there it is there. Keeps it within track limits, and away he goes. Fantastic stuff from Xerxes as Albo has retired. He's not going to get back out there, and that is his session done, of course. But yes, Xerxes, whoa, there you go. He's lost a little bit of time, folks. He's just a 10th down on his previous best, and he needs a mighty old third sector just to see if he can get himself higher than what he is at the moment with a P4 of a 1 minute 31.295. Let's just see what Xerxes got in the bag, of course. Monster Energy Racing is the lad. And, let's just see what he can do. This is looking very, very good. He sets a 1 minute 31.7. Does not improve. Lost a lot of time in that third sector. Stays P4.
Charlie Scott had invalidated his lap there, actually. So he's got literally one last lap left. And that is all she wrote for Charlie. I think he's going to get over the line in time. I think he's just crossed the line now. So DJ is the first one along. Escape just coming into Sector 2 now.
I think it might be Kaiser. He's in Sector 3. He's coming past the start-finish lane. Yes, he certainly is. He's going to set this lap here, Housey. Turn 17, turn 18 right there. And, let's just see what he can do. It's a 1 minute 31.4. P5, Housey. P5. So there's a drastic improvement. Well done to him.
So DJ is next. I'm not selling you misinformation this time. X has read his lap. The track map has gone red for X, so X is done. So it's DJ Death Dragon. It will be Pills after that.
There you go. DJ Death Dragon with a 1 minute 31.4 puts him P6.
Charlie Scott. No, Charlie Scott's done. He's invalidated his lap again.
Oof. Unfortunate from the lad, but Pillars has just gone purple in the second sector. He's absolutely sending it here, Housey. So let's just see what Pillars can do, of course. I know the lad is looking...
going fast as well.
I know the lad is looking for a pole position. Let's just see if he can get it. Of course, yes, turn 17 and 18 approaching. He's got traffic in front of him, but that is a Monster Energy Racing driver getting out of the way in the pit lane. Pillars sets a 1 minute 30.3. Provisional pole for now.
Next.
Provisional pole for now.
Next. Sloth and Droftas both going quick though.
Oof.
So it's going to be Sloth and then Droftas.
There you go.
Followed by Callum Tyler.
Those two lads could not improve. Callum's slightly up on his previous best, but stays in P8. And that is that done. Where is Kaiser? No, Kaiser's on a cool-down lap. So that is the session done there, buddy. That is the session done. Pillars will take pole position with a 1 minute 30.3, followed by Droftas and Denge. I am Sloth P4, Xerxes P5, Kaiser in P6, DJ in P7, Callum P8, Albo P9, and Charlie Scott who unfortunately invalidated those both runs, and he will start P10. Oh, there you go. So we've got a bit of an explanation from Xerxes in the chat. He was up 4/10 in Sector 1 and invalidated. Oh, unfortunate, mate. You were looking very, very good and tidy out there. Nice and clean. But, of course, the race is long, as we did see in the Australian division. Well, just a battle of attrition is this one here at Russia there, Howsy.
Have a look at the top 5, look. Golf leads Kitty, leads Jaguar, leads Rockstar,
They're
leads
all there.
Monster.
They are all there.
One of each in the top 5. Nicely done.
There you go.
As you can see, confirmed on the screen.
Pillars with a 1 minute 30.3. Well, nearly 3/10 ahead of Droftas there in P2 and Denge there and thereabouts in P3. Did touch on I Am Sloth in P4. Xerxes P5. There he is. Well, with that 4/10 would have put him around about Sloth's time, which would have been fantastic for the lad. But he starts in row 3, of course, with Kaiser. Row 4 is DJ Death Dragon and Callum Tyler. And obviously, row 5, Albo and Charlie Scott did not register a time. Both invalidated their runs, and unfortunate to them. But yes, a front row with Pillars and Droftas, mate. Battle resumed.
Yep.
As Albo's in the chat, yes, good luck to you too, my friend. He's just wishing everybody good luck. And, well, yes, let's just see how this one gets on. Of course, that long run down to turn 2. That heavy braking zone. It usually does catch a couple of people out. Let's just hopefully we all get through unscathed, and that all works out to a T. The weather is not to be a part of it. Yes, it is blue skies, sun is shining here at Sochi, and well, fantastic conditions for Grand Prix racing as we wait for this screen and the boys to load in to the grid.
Yep, they will have their formation lap to do to get their last minute things done. Just nicely, tyres warmed up, brakes warmed up, ready for the start of the race. So they will do one lap. As the boys just selecting their tyre strategies now, their pit stop laps, and all that other good stuff that goes along with it. Obviously, all very well focusing on it until the first safety car or the second safety car or the third safety car comes out, and then it's all out the window.
Exactly right.
But you've got to plan for it anyway. You've got to at least have the plan. Plan A. You need plan A, B, C, D, and maybe even E. Sometimes.
Quite possibly, yeah, you do. I mean, it's good to have a solution for a scenario, so to speak, as what Howsy was touching on. But we'll go through this running order, and there he is. There, Pillars P1, Droftas, Team Hello Kitty P2 doing his thing as well, and Denge, Team Jaguar P3. I Am Sloth, Rockstar Racing P4, Xerxes, Monster Energy Racing P5, Kaiser P6, doing a great job in that quali session up there. DJ Death Dragon P7 in Hello Kitty. Callum Tyler P8 as All Shot Down has been reset back to the grid. Not too sure what happened with him, but he has been reset back to the grid. We've got Albo in P9. Unfortunately, did not make a valid lap time in that Q3, as well as Charlie Scott. They are all on the mediums, Howsy. Have a look at that. The top 10 all starting on the mediums, of course. All Shot Down with that free tyre choice opted to start on the softs. The Extremist in P12. There he is there. Rockstar Racing on the medium, of course. Bannister, free tyre choice on the medium. And same with Chewy for Golf Racing in P14. Mazaspin, interesting to note, has opted the softs to start off with in P15, as well as LPE. Team Jaguar in P16. Ramsell, the chiropractor, there he is there, opting the mediums, of course, in P17. And we've got Total P's and Paul Watson both on the soft compound. Total P's well and truly out of position. Of course, made an error in that Q1 session, and well, he is definitely one to watch, him fighting through this field, of course. Yes, he is a Pot 1 Jaguar driver. Be interesting to see how long it takes him to get to the top end of this grid, of course. And we've got Paul Watson rounding out this, rounding out the field there in P19 for Team Jaguar.
Yep, P's, funnily enough, he's had one DNF to his name in Australia. Apart from that, he's been 1, 2 or 3 across the line every race, so starting back in 18th, he's got his work cut out for him, but if anyone can, certainly he can. Keep your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, for that Jaguar coming through.
Okay, so we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. We hold, and we are go here at Sochi, Russia. Fantastic start by all involved. Awesome launch by Infamous Pillars. Droftas is getting swamped. He's absolutely getting swamped by Jaguar and Rockstar Racing. So far, so good. They're 4-5 wide down into turn 2. Awesome, awesome launch by the rest of the boys, and they have got through unscathed. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, a bit fruity between the Rockstar car, the Monster Energy cars. In the mid-pack there. We'll just keep half an eye on it. Look at Pease, look. Up to 13th already.
He certainly is, and well, there you go. Elbow, DJ Death Dragon around the outside of Callum Tyler there, and well, they were going to touch. I thought they were going to touch, but no, they've just given himself some room there, of course. Yes, as you did touch on, Total P's up into P11. He's a man on a mission. Charlie Scott has, well, barely blinked, and he's got Total P's for company. Have a look at the lad fire up. That is phenomenal, phenomenal start by him. We've got I Am Sloth up into 3rd place, so he's doing a great job, of course. I Am Sloth up a position, of course. He's hunting Andenge. Look at this. Look how close he is to Andenge. Andenge goes a little bit defensive. I Am Sloth has to tuck in and think of it another day. As well, there you go. He's got Droftas for company as well. This top 3, top 4. Pillars is trying to break away as well. I Am Sloth sent it on Andenge, but Andenge will have the inside line for the next corner and will regain that position, I do believe. Yes, he most certainly will. There you go. They are side by side into turn 18. I Am Sloth and Denge. I Am Sloth and Denge. And I think Andenge will keep that position. I Am Sloth will stay 3rd and Droftas in P4. And have a look at this battle. This is just starting to heat up. Lap 2 of 27. Droftas has got a beautiful toe. Yes, there is no DRS available for the first 3 laps, folks, of any start, any restart, or anything like that in Formula 1. And yes, we are only on lap 2.
Look at Pease. Look at Pease. He's about to go up into 7th here. I've been watching him on board. And he's up the inside of Kaiser. Oh, he's going to get close. Not quite get it done, but he's up into P8. What a fantastic. He was 10th over the line. He is now up into 7th. He's got that job done.
Oh, and we have a virtual safety car. We have a virtual safety car. Not too sure what has happened. Not too sure what has happened. Everything looks to be quite all right by the track map. Not too sure what has happened there, but the closest battle on track, well, have a look at this. Xerxes and Sloth were about to get engaged onto a great battle on track just before that VSC came out. And, well, have to put everything on pause just for the time being there, Housey. We've got some cracking battles. We've got Pillars and Andenge. Pillars has broken the Ducks back 2 seconds prior to that safety car, or the VSC coming out, of course. Well and truly out of DRS zone when it becomes enabled. And, well, he's done exactly what the doctor ordered for his own team there, for Team Golf Racing, of course. We're still under VSC, folks. This should be ending very, very shortly. I do say so myself. Total P's from the back of
that Delta time.
Well, from the back of the grid, as you touched on there, Housey. P8, that is phenomenal.
Up 10 places.
Yeah, that is absolutely phenomenal. So, if he wanted a challenge, he definitely got one, and he's he's already done half of the challenge. He's already up into P8. Fantastic stuff from the back of the grid. Is Total P's.
Yep.
Yes. DJ Death.
Oh, and he's with the, at the end of the day, he's up to 8th, and he's not far. There you go. There's the first one with the drive-through after I was saying.
Well, there you go.
Delta. So
Kaiser cops it.
That's going to promote P's into 7th.
It certainly will. It certainly will. And is that a drive-through or a 5-second? I'm pretty sure that's a drive-through.
It's a drive-through.
So that'll be a double hit. Yes, lucky he's on the medium.
Green.
But he'll still need to serve that within 3 laps of going green there, Housey, as you do know. We've got Xerxes and I Am Sloth battle resumed. Well, have a look at this train of cars from Droftas, I Am Sloth, Xerxes, Elbow is there and thereabouts as well. Then a little bit of a gap to Kaiser, but we'll flick down to Total P's because he has got his racing helmet. Well, he's got his racing helmet on today, hasn't he? And DRS, there he goes. And, I thought they were going to touch. No, they are side by side down the back straight. And he gets that job candy from a baby there, Housey. Very, very easy, if I do say so myself. Charlie Scott.
He's already on the back of the train. Wow.
He's on that soft
tyres though, we should add.
That's right. They are not going to last.
Advantage.
That's right.
No, but impressive, no doubt about it from
Massive, massive start by him. Huge start. As Kaiser goes in to serve that drive-through penalty, Charlie Scott is lining up DJ Death Dragon here. And, well, DJ, I'm not too sure how he's faring on. Maybe struggling a little bit. Charlie Scott using his ERS. He's got DRS available to him now. And this should be an easy overtake down into turn one. DJ goes defensive.
DJ's not going to give it.
He's not. He's certainly not going to give it. And there you go. And, well, that is great defensive driving there by DJ Death Dragon. Unbelievable stuff. But this ain't over yet. Charlie Scott going the outside, which will become the inside for the next corner. That is the all-famous turn 4. And no, he thinks better of it. Too far back to send it up the inside there. It'll only hurt him and his team, of course, by spinning off. Not the place to send it there, of course. And, well, that pizza slice gap was always closing, Housey.
Indeed, indeed. At least he thought better of it rather than sending it. Does the right thing. Live to fight another day, or another corner, should we say. Droftus is all over the back of Endenge. Just at this second DRS zone here. He's got the DRS open. So Endenge is a little bit of sitting duck. Is he going to go inside, outside here? Droftus gone on the inside, which is the outside then for the next turn. He's run a bit deep. Endenge not giving it up, but this is side-by-side stuff here.
It certainly is side-by-side.
Side-by-side.
Unbelievable.
Still side-by-side. Sloth getting in on the action behind now as well as XS. They're looking to capitalise on any mistakes made by these two. And Denge then keeps it after the 4 or 5 corners battle there. He keeps that position, P2. Pillars sets the fastest lap of the race at 34.7. Extends his lead to 2.9 seconds out in front.
So we've got Andenge, Droftas, Sloth, Xerxes, Elbow, and Total Peas has just joined the back of this one. And there you go. You've got 6 cars, line astern, all battling for position on track. This is unbelievable racing as Total Peas looks to make a move on Elbow. He certainly does around the outside. And that is a great move. Is he going to hold it? Oh, I dare say he will, because he'll get the inside. Yeah, he certainly will. So Elbow,
he's still not giving it up.
He's got the job done. He's certainly got the job done. As Xerxes is all over the gearbox of I Am Sloth here, and Denge as well has just dropped into Sloth's clutches as Droftas tries to reel in Pillars a little bit in P2, of course. Pillars P1 with a 2.5 second lead, if you don't mind, over Droftas and Denge, as you can see there, that Team Jaguar, there he is there. He's got I Am Sloth, well, pushing him along this track is just a further 5. Well, there you go. Pease is making a huge charge for the front of this field. Yes, 4-lap old softs. They usually go off around about the 8-lap mark. And we've got Katie saying fantastic driving these first few laps. Absolutely brilliant from this bunch, as it is usually most weeks. We've got Charlie Scott there in P8. He's, well, behind his teammate in Xerxes, and that is for 7th and 8th position. I'm not too sure if this is team order. Xerxes looks like he's going into the pit lane. He certainly is, and Charlie Scott will take that 7th position. We'll go back up to Total Peas because, well, now look at that Delta just drop and drop and drop. He is really, really hunting, and I Am Sloth is going to feel Total Peas right all over his gearbox any second now, as Denge looks to make himself nice and big in Droftas's mirrors, as we'll flick back down towards the back of the field, mate. Ramsell and Paul Watson. Ramsell gets the move done on that start-finish straight and moves himself up into 12th position. Paul Watson into 13th for Team Jaguar, and Chewy Racing fancies himself a piece of this as well. Chewy is there in 14th doing his thing as, well, Mazaspin and LPE round out the field. But have a look at this. Paul Watson ain't done yet. Oh, Ramsell got a great exit out of turn 4 and has given himself some sort of respite.
Yep, the Rockstar boys and the Extremists and Callum Tyler having a little bit of a ding-dong over 9th place as well. Extremist got a job done now and he's going to look to break his teammate Callum Tyler. What else have we got going on? Still the closest battle is Peas and Sloth at the moment. Peas now looking for a move up the inside of Sloth. He gets it done.
This man is on a mission. Look at him go. From the back of the field, he's tapped onto the back of Andenge, his teammate, and Andenge is probably thinking, no way you are there. But that is an unbelievable start to the Grand Prix by Total Peas, showing his class, of course.
your teammate is faster than you. Your teammate is faster than you message. And he's like, what?
Yeah,
what? Nah, surely not.
Most likely, as Total P says, the fastest lap with
of the race.
With a 1 minute 34.276.
We've got a Jaguar stopped on track. It is LP. Just lost it. He looks to have all the car intact, so a little bit of a spin from LPE, back down in 19th place. Unfortunate for him. He needs to regroup, get his head down, hope for a safety car. Oh, Callum Tyler's lost it on the entry into turn 3.
Oh, he has to.
He's knocked his wing. He needs a wing. Down into 13th now, but he's going to drop a few more places now. He's missing the right-hand side end plate. So not what Callum wants. Oh, and he's actually collected All Shot Down there, or All Shot Down has collected him one of the way around, I think. It's a spin for All Shot Down as well.
Yeah, certainly wave flags at the end of Sector 1 there. But yeah, all of it, all good. We have got I Am Sloth. Well, he's been passed by Total P's. Total P's up into 4th, as we did touch on before. I Am Sloth is trying to hang on. But yes, as exactly right. Droftas has started to reel in the gap a little bit. Well, only a couple of tenths, but a couple of tenths is better than...
2.9 seconds.
Was it 2.9 or 2.5?
When he got that second. Yeah, it was 2.9 when he got that place, and he got it down to 2.5. Now it's down to Now it's down to 2 seconds. So he is slowly really a minute. Is Droftas.
He really
is. Got the push on.
He really is.
Maybe he's heard Pease is coming.
Yeah, quite possibly. But yeah, well,
he might be listening.
He might be. He might be. I dare say his engineers are definitely listening, of course. And yes, well, the medium runners will be a lot quicker towards the end of this Grand Prix than the guys who have opted for the soft compound at the start, if they choose to do a one-stopper, of course. There are many tyre choice options for this particular Grand Prix. Different strats, and so to speak. People tend to like to stick to the one-stopper, of course, but safety cars do play a part of that one, and that is one to keep in mind when making your strategy calls here at Sochi. But yes, Droftas is within 1.9 seconds now of Infamous Pillars, as we'll flick back down to Albo, because Albo and Charlie Scott must have just got by Albo there, because he's starting to stretch his lead a little bit, albeit 9/10 of a second from Albo in P6. Gap. Yeah, he certainly has. He's opened it up past that.
3.5.
Well, he opened it up past DRS, so it's a bit of sort of ref spite from him from behind. Now he can just purely focus on the guys in front.
P2.
He certainly has.
So Andenge just crept up on Droftas, as we were saying. Droftas was catching pills. Well, Andenge was sat right behind Droftas, and we've got a virtual safety car. Again, I can't see what the issue is on track.
I can't
personally,
I can't see it either.
Up into P2 then, so Droftas maybe wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that. Not that there's nothing against Andenge, because he's an absolutely fantastic bloke and a very good accomplished driver. But Droftas down to P3 now. Sloth into P4. Pease is in the pit, so Pease is using this VSC to his advantage here. Skate. Yep. He's getting rid of those softs. He's put on a set of mediums. Let's see where he pops himself back out. But absolutely phenomenal first 8 laps from Pease. I have to say so. Absolutely brilliant driving.
Well, of course, everyone has to adhere to a delta under VSC. 40% of your total top speed is what it's usually set at. And so, yeah, damage limitations, almost a half free pit stop, if that makes sense. Not quite a full free one under a full safety car, but one under a VSC while the track was still yellow is quite handy indeed there. And as I just say that, we have just gone green, and LPE gets a drive-through penalty for being too close or beyond that delta range, of course, as Droftas and Andenge battle resumed. Andenge makes a mistake. Yeah. He just makes a slight error there, goes a little bit wide, and Droftas seizing an opportunity.
Droftas got the rear wing open. I'm looking back at him from Andenge. Andenge leaves him room up the inside. Droftas comfortably gets the move done. So nice work from Droftas. Droftas retakes P2 from Andenge. So now look at Pills. Pills has got the gap back up to 2.6.
He certainly has. Bit of a lonely race for the for the Amigo up front, but he'd be loving this. He's 2.6 seconds ahead.
Yeah,
he will not care. He will not care. He'll just go out there lap after lap doing his thing as the infamous Pillars does. As Droftas and Andenge battle resumed, Andenge will have DRS, so Droftas this will be a swap and a swap back. I dare say so myself, as Andenge is coming right up the gearbox of Droftas. Is he going to send it? He certainly is on the inside into turn 2. They give each other some room, and there you go. Droftas takes that position back.
Sloth's got a run on Andenge here after that little battle with Droftas. Is he going to send up the inside? No. Thinks better of it, backs out of it. So Droftas, Andenge and Sloth having a nice little battle here. Then got, what have they got? 4.5 seconds over Charlie Scott, who's doing his best to try and get with those top 4, but can't quite do it at the moment. He's just dragging LZ along with him in P6. Then there's a 3.5 second gap back to DJ Death Dragon in 7th, who's got a further 5 seconds on the banister, who's got a second over Ramsell. Total P's then, he came out in 11th, but he's already up into 10th after that stop, so P's currently running P10.
Well, I'll tell you what, I Am Sloth is absolutely lining up Andenge, but it's a double DRS, so might have to get it done under braking if he possibly can. Just a little bit too far back, and has to think better of it, of course. Just to live to fight another day. He's all over Andenge. Andenge must be feeling Sloth there, breathing down his neck, of course, but trying not to get distracted because he's trying to get Droftas, of course. And Pillars would be loving the fact that P2, 3, and 4 are absolutely tussling over these positions, because it just gives him that opportunity to stretch his legs ever so slightly.
Around. It's Total P. No, Total P's has spun it. Total P's has spun it. Drama here on lap 11. P's has spun it at the just coming into sector 3 at the end of the second DRS section. It looks like he's just got both end plates, so it don't look like there's any damage, but he's cost himself a whole heap of time.
He certainly has, Housey.
Unfortunate and a position, because he was 10th, he's down to 11th now, so needs to reset, go again, back up at the top. And then Droftas and Sloth still going at it. Sloth just dropped back a slight bit now and running wide.
We've also got Ramsell and Bannister having a good old battle out on track as well. The chiropractor versus Bannister. And, well, he's been shaping him up for the last couple of laps as Ramsell. And just couldn't quite get that job done into turn 2. But he's chewed his ERS, and to regenerate it around here is extremely difficult, of course. As, well, there you go. Bannister's run wide. Oh, opens up the door. I'm not too sure if he's going to get it done. No, he's not. But this is great battling. They are swapping and swapping alike. Yes, Ramsell looking for an undercut. And let's just see if he can get this job done. Gets a great exit coming out of that last turn onto the back straight. And DRS wing wide open. He should have this easily done, Housey.
He has indeed. Kaiser got past Paul Watson back for 15th place. Further back on the track there as we were watching Ramsell. So Ramsell got that job done now on Bannister. He's off after his teammate DJ Death Dragon, who is about 7 seconds up the road in 7th place. Sloth, Droftas and Andenge still going at it at the top, as you said. The gap's down to 2.3 to Pills now, so Andenge just creeping that gap back into Pills, but Pills is probably just, in my opinion, as P sets the fastest lap of 34.2. I think Pills is maybe just now going over to the,
the management stage.
What I'm looking for, control. Yeah, the management stage on these medium tyres. He's got 11 laps old. What did we see earlier? About 17 laps, I think, was the longest on a medium earlier. Yeah. He did have some safety cars, but I think about that sort of time, we've got yellow in sector 2. Charlie Scott got a penalty. What's going on in sector 2? I can't see. There it is. I think that's LPE just getting out of the way. Lap down. So thank you to LPE for getting out of the way, doing the right thing. Don't want to get involved in this battle for these 2nd, 3rd and 4th places. And Andenge now, and Droftas just pulled out the gap on Sloth now. Do shout if you're seeing anything else going on, Skate. I'm just trying to have a flick back. I think Kaiser's quite close, but
and Bannister and Ramsell
as well.
Yeah, that's pretty much the closest battle on track.
That's the one.
And there you go. He's just got that job done. And, well, I'm not too sure. Ramsell must have backed off. I'm not too sure what happened there, because he dropped a fair way back. Yeah, but I mean, to drop that far back, that was a monumental amount of distance, as he just got by him in the braking zone.
Sloth's got Droftus. Droftus has made a mistake, I think. So he's dropped off the back of Andenge and into the clutches of Sloth.
Whether that was...
Although Droftus back
yeah,
past Sloth.
yeah, with the DRS, of course, and that is the trick with the Sochi Russia. As hang on a minute, we've just got a new follower, Z2 1997. Welcome to the stream. This is Formula 4 Racing. You are watching the UK division. We are at round 10, Sochi Russia, and Pillars leading this one by 2.3 seconds over Andenge in Team Jaguar, of course. And Droftas, there he is there, P3 with I Am Sloth all over his gearbox. Sloth ain't letting Droftas go here. This is great racing by the young little Irishman.
But they have let Andenge just stretch his legs a little bit in
They
P2,
have a little bit.
So Andenge breathing a bit of a sigh of relief, I daren't say. He's managed to gap Droftas now by 1.5 seconds, so he's out the DRS zone nicely. So he wants to continue on, pushing on from here, see if he can now, with his eyes forward, focus on Pills ahead of him, rather than back to Droftus and Sloth.
Sorry, Housey, but Callum Tyler just got by Paul Watson there on the start-finish straight. Very, very easy. Use the DRS zone, and away you go. So you've got Rockstar, 13, 14, and 15. Paul Watson just been passed by Callum, and he's dropped down to P16. So, well, the closest battle at the moment. Total P's trying to make a fight back. He's all over the back of Ramsell. Ramsell all over the back of Bannister, and this is a battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th, folks. And have a look at this. Well, there you go. Total P's had to jump on the brakes ever so hard there, otherwise he would have gone up the back of Ramsell. But, well, he's just biding his time, isn't he, the lad, knowing that there's a DRS zone approaching. Of course, it is going to be a bit of a train here, but they will pull each other along to get the job done. There you go.
Good line. Good exit from P's. Let's see what the straight line speed of Ramsell is. It's not looking too shabby, is it?
No, it certainly is not.
DRS now popped open, though. Is he going to go for a double here? Is P's going to get them both? He is. Look at the closing speed on Bannister there. Wow.
Well,
that's the power of DRS there, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever want a demonstration, there it was in black and white for you.
That was a great move by Total P's. Two moves
brilliant.
in a matter of, well, a straight and a corner, to be fair, and moves himself up into 7th position. That is roughly
DJ now. He's getting quite close, DJ getting quite close to LZ. Now, probably the closest battle that I can see at this point in time, apart from Ramsell and Bannister. Still going at it. We've got yellow in sector 2 and 3.
Yeah,
I think that's LPE probably getting out of the way.
Yeah,
probably
most
LPE
likely.
getting out of the way.
Most
hang on a minute. We've got a goal. Hang on. Whoa. Extremist.
We've got a safety car. We have a safety car. What has happened?
Yep, that's the Extremist.
LPE.
He's round at the end of... Oh, how he's that as well? Is that LPE?
LPE is out.
Who's
LPE is out. There he is there, folks, on the right-hand side of the track. And LPE is out of the Grand Prix. So we have a safety car, Housey. We have a safety car, which gives us a chance to catch our breath as Pillars, our race leader, jumps in the pit lane to get rid of those medium compounds and puts on a brand new set of softs while we're in this sort of part of the Grand Prix. Let's go have a look at the start of that Grand Prix. Yes, the lights out and away we go. So that's just after lights out. 4-5 wide down that start-finish straight. Absolutely brilliant driving by all involved, and they all get through unscathed turn 1. Very much a pinch point here at Russia, but yes, they managed to navigate that so beautifully, and well, fantastic start by all these European lads, as Pillars resumes the lead of the Grand Prix after just having made his pit stop under safety car conditions, of course. Yes, Pillars P1 and Denge P2 and Droftas P3. Charlie Scott has gone up to P4, and Sloth has lost out in that pit stop sequence. He is down into 5th position. He was running 4th. DJ Death Dragon in 6th, of course, and Elbow in P7. Total P's, I tell you what a recovery drive from this lad. Up into P8 and Bannister P9. Ramsell, the chiropractor, the Hello Kitty driver, in P10. Chewy Racing P11. Xerxes down in 12th position. Kaiser in P13. The Extremist exiting the pit lane in P14. Same with Paul Watson. There he is there. Of course, all shot down, leaving the box. The rest of the lads all in the pit lane. And there is Mazepin rounding out the back of the field.
Yep, so every single driver boxing under this safety car. So what do you make of this, Jake? Kaiser Callum Tyler and Mazepin, the only guys to fit the mediums. A lot of the front runners, well, all of the front runners have gone on softs. Are they going to make that? We're talking, what, 12, 13 laps to go?
Well, I mean, they will make it.
Should just about make it, yeah. But
the safety car is going to save a little bit of life for them, but they'll probably be very, very slow towards the end. But I mean, the top runners, of course. That's right. That's exactly right. So, I mean, Callum and Mazepin, and of course Kaiser, towards the back end of the field, looking to do something different here, Housey, as you're well aware. And well, cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak. They will be a lot quicker towards the end of this one. Yes, we are on lap 15, approaching lap 16, believe it or not, of 27 here at Russia. And Pillars leads this one, of course, doing a great job. From go to woe has the lad, and well, safety car, you got to have some luck, and they definitely came out at the right time for the rest of the boys on the grid that had not boxed yet. And well, there you go. Charlie Scott has been given a 5-second penalty for a collision with I Am Sloth. Sloth behind him, so maybe Sloth just gave him a little bit of a tap. That can be probably changed with the footage and from the stewards, of course. Leave that one for the stewards for these boys to do after the race. Yes, 8 seconds. Yeah, but I think he just got a 5-second one under that safety car. I do believe that he was nudged by Sloth. Don't quote me on it. I could be wrong, but I do believe that Sloth slightly touched him behind the safety car, and Charlie Scott got a 5-second time penalty, adding to the 3 that he already had, making it 8.
All right. So let's have a quick look. I'll give you a quick heads up on the places gained, the position change. So far, the guy... It's going to be no surprise to anyone watching or yourself, Skate. The guy with the most positions gained is Mr. Total P's. 10 places in currently P8. Charlie Scott up 6 places into P4 at the moment, so good job from him so far as well. The biggest loser so far at this point in time is Callum Tyler, down 9 places, finds himself in P17, unfortunate for the lad. As we are now on 16 of 27, so maybe the end of this lap. Where's the back of the pack? Mazepin just coming through turns 8 now, so who should catch the back of the pack? So with any luck, we'll get racing again at the end of this lap. He says Pills has got to be a little annoyed though. He had a nice comfortable lap, as we do get the message that safety car is in this lap. So can Pills do the hard work again? He's done it once. Can he do it again? Peas will be looking for another absolutely awesome restart. If he can do a restart like he had at the start of the Grand Prix, I mean, he's in 8th now instead of 18th. So soft tyres fitted. Let's see how we can get himself up as we get ready to go racing again. So safety car is in. We are now away. Pills with the pedal to the metal now, and then just a little bit back, dropped us a little bit back from him, and they've caught Charlie Scott sleeping slightly, the top 3 there.
They certainly did a little bit.
There is a gap of a 1.3, yeah, not ideal.
Oh, as Elbow and Total Peace side by side into turn 2, and Total Peace gets that move done. Fantastic stuff there. Elbow down into 8th. Now he sees DJ Death Dragon ahead of him. Does Total Peace. I have put the driver of the day poll in the Twitch chat, folks. Get your votes. Get your votes in. That'll determine our driver of the day, of course, as well as the game. We'll give one. We give one as you voted by the viewers. Yes, but I Am Sloth. Charlie Scott. Battle resumed. I Am Sloth dropped off a little bit, as did Charlie Scott. Must have been caught napping there at the restart ever so slightly. But I'll tell you what, Pillars and Andenge, well, that safety car did not help Pillars one iota apart from getting rid of that old compound, but has reeled everybody in. He's got all of that work to do yet again. It is now 0.6 of a second from him to Andenge. Droftas dropping a little bit further behind there, about a second. And as I say that, he just puts his foot down and away he goes. So he's just closed it up. So there you go. Droftas P3, Charlie Scott P4 with I Am Sloth trying to catch his way slowly back up after that round of pit stops. Did lose out by about a position there. We've got DJ Death Dragon in P12. There he is there. Come on. The resident Arnie is being hunted by Total Peas.
Yeah,
and Total Peas is going to get this done, I dare say, mate.
No DRS, though. No DRS at the moment, so it's all going to be on straight line speed, pure out and out. And this will be about where it flattens out here. They're side by side, but no more speed left in that Jaguar.
Oh.
DJ's no slouch, but he does get it done, so credit where credit's due. P's up to 6th, so that's 2 places in what, a lap. He's on the charge. He's got Charlie Scott ahead of him with a penalty, and Sloth. So, daren't I say it, if he can get a move on in the next couple of laps, the podium is not out of the question for P's.
Yeah, it really isn't though, mate. It really isn't. But he's going to have to make some end-roads, and end-roads pretty quickly, because he's going to try to make as much opportunity with that fresh soft. But everyone around him is on the same amount of tyre, so it's raw pace he's looking for. And to do that on the soft compound, of course, as you're well and truly aware of, mate, he is going to cook them. So Mazepin gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as Ramsell starts to reel in Kaiser here, mate. He's just now 5/10 of a second, and this is a battle between 13th, 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th, and 10th, because Chewy is just ahead of them as well. So cracking battles all throughout the field, and I do believe this is the closest bunch to be watching. So we've got 2 rock stars, a Hello Kitty and another rock star. So Ramsell will be feeling a bit isolated, so to speak. Let's just see if you can disperse of one of them one at a time, Ramsell, and just see how you get on. And yes, Kaiser is looking at his teammate, the Extremist. Yes, the Extremist on fresh softs. Kaiser went the medium, of course. They will come into their own towards the end of the Grand Prix, folks. And let's just see if Ramsell can get this job done on that start-finish straight. He's side by side with Kaiser. And, under braking. Is he going to send it? Oh, he thinks better of it. He backed well and truly out of it. Gave Kaiser the respect. And lives to fight another day there, Housey.
Still the closest battle on track, though.
It certainly is.
And Denger's within
they've touched
range of pills.
Well, there you go. They have touched. Ramsell has spun, and that has ruined his chances. He's down into 17th position. Excuse me. As we'll flick back all the way up to the top again, because Charlie Scott and Droftas is this battle is starting to fire up. Of course, Pillars has broken the DRS from Andenge. It is now 1 second to be exact, and Droftas a further 1.5 second behind.
Going for the move on Droftas here, up the inside at the end of the DRS. Droftas late on the brakes. Charlie Scott looking for the switcheroo. Can't quite get it done. Droftas putting his car in the right places, but as Droftas and Charlie are having a bit of a to and fro battle here, that just gives Pills and Andenge that extra bit just to jump away. They certainly don't need to be squabbling if they want to catch the first and second. That's for sure.
Oh, and hang on a minute.
Gets a time penalty now.
That kind of changes everything. Things. Doesn't it? It absolutely does. Yep. Droftas will probably see that, and he will think he'll be licking his lips, because he'll know that he only needs to be within 3 seconds of Andenge, and he will inherit that second position, of course. And Charlie Scott
is looking for a move on Chewy. Yeah, sorry.
You're right.
Yep, he's got to get this move done down into turn 1. So Extremist moves himself up a place past Chewy for P10. Nice move, DRS assisted. Sloth now all over the back of P's. P's up into P5. Sloth in 6th now. So there we go. P's again, just going about his business. He's up from 8th to 6th, now to 5th.
Yeah,
he's still working his way up.
He certainly is. He's
plugging away.
It's a monumental effort from the lad so far, of course. Yes, where did he start? Well down the field, of course. 18th. There you go. 18th. Up 13 positions is Total P's in P5.
Look at Andenge on Pills. Look at this. Sorry. Andenge has really closed the gap on Pills now. Pills under pressure, big time.
He certainly has, but the saving grace for Pillars is Andenge and Charlie Scott both have time penalties. Pillars will know this, so Pillars can rest at ease, so to speak. But if I know the lad, he will want to win on track. He don't care about winning on penalties. He will want to cross that line first, and this is going to be a cracking battle between Andenge and Infamous Pillars.
This could be worth having a look at Sloth and Peas here. 3/10 just going into the DRS zone behind Pease, so looking to get that position back from Pease. He's got a good run on him. Can he do it under the braking? Pease gives him room, but he's late on the brakes himself, so Pease keeps that position. LZ got the position off of DJ for 7th behind them, so LZ Elbow again, second week here, having another solid performance. He has got a penalty, but 7th position, doing well for a second showing.
Doing very well. Yep.
Chewing the Extremist going at it as well, as Excess gets past Razorspin for 16th place further back. So Chewing the Extremist, I think, is one of the closest battles going on at the moment. Just 0.2 in it, over 10th place. Anyone that's new to watching though, we do give points to all the drivers as long as you finish the race. If you finish the race, you will pick up some points, so we don't just do the top 10 as in real life. We have points all the way through here. The driver poll is still absolutely completely tied at the moment. Peas, Pills and Droftus all with an equal share of the vote. Chewy, oh, he's being fought by both of these, all three Rockstar cars. Kaiser, Extremist and Callum Tyler behind him. Callum Tyler's a bit further back, but Extremist and Kaiser pushing Chewy now. So Chewy up to P10. What's the gap like back at the front? Sloth still about half a second behind Peas, and then still about half a second behind Pills. Droftus about half a second behind Charlie Scott, so half a second seems to be the magic number at the moment.
It is. It is, except for Sloth is starting to. Yeah, he's sort of yo-yoing between himself and Pease. He gets to within about a 10th, that just drops off to about 3.5 tenths, and then closes the gap back up. So I Am Sloth is really sizing up Total Pease here, trying to sense an opportunity, maybe pressure him into a mistake and get that job done, of course. Look how racy he is. He's hanging on to the back of Pease, and this is great to see from I Am Sloth. Pease is no slouch, of course, and well, I Am Sloth fancies another position gained, of course. Yes, there he is, Total Pease, and there is Droftas up the road just ever so slightly. If I flick back to his rear wing, there you can see Total Pease, and that's how far away he is. He's not too far at all within that 1 second. So, well, Droftas down into P4, Charlie Scott up into 3rd place. So let's have a look at these penalties to see what these boys are at. So Charlie Scott with 8, and Denge with 3. So I wonder if Droftas just playing the safe game. We are on lap 22 of 27, approaching lap 23. No. There has been a bit of a position change towards the back there. As is it
Kaiser and Chewy having contact. They've been going hammer and tong for the last couple of laps. I've been keeping my eye on it. It's been backwards and forwards between those two, but a bit of contact now. So it's now Kaiser 10th, Extremist 11th, Callum Tyler in 12th. Oh, who's lost it? Who has lost it?
Oh,
who was that?
That is Charlie Scott. He's hit the wall. Oh, no. He has gone from 3rd in the Grand Prix all the way down to 14th. He has no front wing. And, well, that is a full lap with no front wing, and that is going to hurt.
4 to go.
That is absolutely going to hurt.
Race done, I think, for him. All shot down now, getting in the mix with these Rockstar boys. Kaiser 9th, Extremist 10th, all shot down now in 11th. Oh, hang on, he's lost it. As I say that, all shot down was making ground, but he's gone for a spin. So I think that's his race done now. He falls to the back of the pack. Pease is now up into P3. He's just got past Sloth. He's penalty free too, with his teammate and Denge in front of him. Not far up the road, really. What's he got? About 4.5 seconds. What's Denge's penalty? Is that 3 seconds, Skate? Is it 3?
We'll just bring them up for you now. Yes, it certainly is. Yep,
it is 3. So Pease needs to get about 1.5 seconds on his teammate to take P2. And what did I say to you a few laps ago? It is not out the question for Pease to be on the podium here, and look where he is.
Exactly right. As Xerxes gets by Callum Tyler for P11, and that is a great move from Xerxes. Monster Energy.
He's not got it done yet.
Well, it's not quite. Yes, yeah, he's got it done. He
Callum's
certainly
fighting
has.
it.
Callum is fighting it, but the car is in front. It is done.
Medium tyre.
And yeah, there you go. So Xerxes gets up into P11. Callum down into P12.
Drofter's in the pit. Drofter's in the pit. What is going on with Drofter's? Drofter's is in the pit.
I think Drofter's is, those tyres are on the cliff. He is opting to probably change them over.
3 laps to go.
3 laps to go.
He's got right end plate damage. He's got end plate damage.
There you go. So that's why he dropped off the pace.
Yeah, so he's given that one up. Just when you think he couldn't get any spicier, there it is. So Pills now 0.7 in the lead from Andenge, who is now... Sloth's got back past Pease.
He certainly has. I'm not too sure what has happened up the front. Whether they were jostling for position and, well...
Pease got any damage?
Not too sure, mate. I am absolutely not too sure. He's got both end plates. And Sloth looks like he's quite fine as well. So, not too sure what happened there.
As well.
He certainly does, mate. He certainly does. And so does Elbow for that measure. We'll bring them up for you guys and girls at home. Penalties. There you go. 3 seconds to Andenge. 3 seconds to Pease. 3 seconds to Elbow. We've got Callum with 3. Ramsell with 3. Mazepin and Charlie Scott with 3 second time penalties.
So, I have to tip the hat to Pills here. He has led from start to this point, really, without too much of a challenge. And all he's got to do is keep it on the black stuff.
Certainly
take
does.
The win. And then he's got that penalty behind him. So, Sloth going to be looking. What's Sloth got? How long is he back? He's about 4.4 seconds back from Andenge.
Well, hang on a minute. Total Pease just breezes by Sloth. Yeah. And there you go. So that is up in a third place. And I am Sloth down in a fourth. There is 2 laps remaining, folks. And Total Pease needs to gap Sloth by 3 seconds in order to keep that podium position place, of course. And I don't think that's going to happen because these two have been hanging on to each other for the last few laps, so to speak. And Sloth doing a phenomenal job. He will know that Total Pease and Andenge do have penalties in front of him, and well, there you go. Just needs to stay within that range of Total Pease, and he will have him at the finish line. But these boys like to do it, get it all done on track, of course. And if Sloth can get it done on track, I dare say he most certainly will send it. As we flick back down to Kaiser there, mate. Kaiser is having a good... Yeah, he's looking at Bannister as well. So there's another gap, well, another close battle here between 7th and 8th, and Callum Tyler and and Xerxes as well. So, yeah, a couple of battles to watch here, mate, as Total Pease and I Am Sloth are jostling again, and there you go. Total Pease gets by Sloth yet again. So these guys have swapped positions then and so many times throughout this Grand Prix. Has been quite phenomenal there, Housey. I would say that would be
makes a move.
Pass number 7.
Kaiser makes a pass on Bannister for P7. So the medium tyre on Kaiser started the restart. I think he was 13th, if I remember rightly, on the restart after the safety car. And he's got himself on those mediums up to P7. And he's looking like he's just making a bit of ground now. Those mediums are just starting to come into their own, really, over the softs. I know it's 2 laps to go, or a lap to go, but 2 laps to go. Charlie Scott gets another penalty. He's down in 17th place, though, so it's not going to affect his finish, I don't think. Just a shame for Kaiser. They're just coming in, just running out of laps because he's about 6.5 seconds now behind LZ. Hang on, how many seconds has he got there? Let me bear with me here a second. I mumble to myself. 3 seconds for Elbow. So he needs to find about 3 seconds in 2 laps to gain that 6th spot. Does Kaiser? Sounds like a bit of a big ask to me. So, penultimate lap, Pill's still out in the lead, Andenge second, but he does have that penalty. Sloth 4.6 back from Andenge, so Andenge looking like he's going to keep P2 at this point in time. But Pease, look at this, he's having a look again. Charlie Scott now sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:31.664, albeit from 16th place. But we still give that 1 point for fastest lap no matter where you finish, as long as you finish. So Charlie Scott looking to take something extra away from this race, down in 16th. Here we go then, we're going to start the last lap. Pills is on it now.
I am fascinated with this battle between I Am Sloth and Total Peas. I do apologise, Housey, but they have swapped so many times. It is ridiculous. Now, Total Peas will have the DRS, and they're going to swap right at the critical moment. And there you go. Oh, it's in Sector 3, though, so that's okay for Total Peas. And he gets that job done into Turn 2. Now, this is his moment, of course. Sloth just copped a penalty, and that is it. That is it. No. Oh, this will be a battle on track. Sloth will need to get this job done on track. He cannot rely on the time penalty. He just picked one up himself, and that is so unfortunate. He was looking very good for a definite podium, at least there, House. He was having such a great race, but all is not lost, of course. He's still on the back of Total Peas. They both have 3-second time penalties. Pillars, this is his race to lose, so to speak. Well and truly in front by 1.6 seconds. Where is Droftas fed out? He's fed out in P14, all the way down there. He was running up in the top 3 the whole Grand Prix. Bit of end plate damage.
Just keep an eye on DJ's time. Look, he needs to be inside 3 seconds to Sloth.
Yeah.
It's just
hang on a minute.
Down, but it's just going back up again.
Sloth is going to send it. Sloth is send it on the inside of Peas, but Peas will have the inside for the next corner. And Peas runs Sloth just a little bit wide. Yes, they give each other enough room. And there you go. They are in the 3rd sector. They are approaching the end of the lap. We'll quickly flick up to Infamous Pillars because he is winning the Russian Grand Prix. Infamous Pillars P1 and Dench P2. Is Total Peas going to keep it? I think he certainly is. Total Peas 3, Sloth P4. DJ Death Dragon will take P5 and Elbow will take P6. Wow, what a Grand Prix.
Good drive from LZ there. DJ missing out on 4th there by 3/10. Kaiser crosses the line in P7. Extremist in P8. Bannister P9. Callum Tyler across the line in P10. Just waiting for Ramsell now, just exiting turn 17 and 18 now. He's got a 3-second time penalty. Where's Chewy right behind him, so he's going to drop. He does. Chewy finishes P11. Droftus gets P12. Ramsell down to 13th. Paul Watson in 14th. Xerxes, not the best of races for Xerx. Unfortunately for him. He'll live to fight another day, though. He's going to cross the line. 15th, and he's going to keep that. Mazepin, 9.5 seconds back with the time penalty too. So just waiting for these last few boys to round out. Xerxes takes the line then, 15th place. Mazepin is going to come across the line in 16th place. Charlie Scott, again, not the best of weeks for Charlie Scott.
No.
A few of the boys not having the best of times. But that's the way racing goes. Some you lose, some you win. You just have to take it on the chin and come back next week. Peas gets driver of the day from the game, from Codemasters, and also, I believe, unless you know any different, last time I looked, Peas was the driver of the day in the Twitch poll too.
Yes, I do believe he was.
I'm pretty sure. Yep, I believe he was. So it's a clean sweep for Peas. Takes Cody's and the Twitch driver of the day. And Denge there again, P2, solid drive, and he's always there or thereabouts, and Denge. Really,
Mr. Consistency
really
is the lad.
About his business. Yep, honestly, he really is. You know, well, hang on, let me just double check. He's not pot 1, is he? He's pot 2, I'm sure he's pot 2.
And Denge is pot 2, yeah, because Total Peas is the pot 1.
He's always there. Yep. He's always there, around and about, with those pot 1 boys. So really good job from him.
There you go. The fastest lap of the Grand Prix was by Charlie Scott with a 1 minute 31.664.
Let's just get a couple of screenshots of these race results. Only one DNF then of LPE, so good on that front. Good effort by all the lads.
We're just going to go on a brief pause, folks. We're going to get these drivers in for an interview. We'll be back with you in just a moment. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. The drivers are in the commentary box. Hello, Housey is armed with his questions. Take it away, Housey, for the top three.
Well, top three, we'll start in reverse order. So we'll start with driver of the day and P3. That is the Jaguar driver of Total Ps. Total Ps, I have to admit, wow, what an absolute drive from you. Those opening couple of laps from 18th up to 8th, I think it was, 10th, 8th, and then safety car, dropped a couple of places, unfortunately a little bit of a spin, I think, moved you back down to about 11th, I think it was, and then all the way back up to 3rd. I mean, you really gave us something to watch there, and big congratulations to you. Give us a little bit of an opinion from your side there.
Yeah, it was a good race. I definitely had to. I definitely didn't make it easy for myself because I mean I was blessed with the VSC, and like for my strat, I can go mediums, and I would have got a big jump, but then I spun off the back of another car, so I lost a lot of time. But the main safety car brought me back, but dropped me a few places because everyone pitted, and it was from then it was just push until the end.
Yeah. Well, an absolutely fantastic drive from you. You certainly got my respect from that one. You know, from a poor qualifying for you from the championship leader. You must have had your heart in your mouth a little bit after that qualifying session.
Yeah, no, because it's a 50-50. I'm either going to be top 2 in quali or at the back because I crashed in Q1. But
well, clearly it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Clearly it doesn't matter because you're on the third step of the podium. You get to spray your champagne, and also driver of the day as voted by Codemasters and the Twitch channel. So a big congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Excellent job, and we'll see you next week in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right, congratulations, buddy. Thanks again. So we'll move on to Total Ps' teammate, the other Jaguar driver. It is the resident nice guy, Andenge. So third on the grid to second place. A very good race for you again from Andenge. Me and Skate just saying in the box there that you are Mr. Consistent here in this league. Pot 2 driver, but you're always there or thereabouts with these Pot 1 guys, so you must be really pleased with yourself.
First of all, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I really enjoyed that race. That was some good fun. Some very good fun. I had to work for that, and I was just super focused the whole way through. Super focused. I had some good battles with Sloth and with Dan as well. I think I overtook him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it was. It was certainly between Sloth P yourself. There was Androftus in there. There was some moves being made for sure. It was back and forward stuff.
I was definitely thinking about putting on a show for you guys to commentate on, and just having fun out there, pretty much.
Well, that's what it's about, More importantly, it is about having fun. And if you're having fun, then often the results come along with it, It's very much a mindset thing. So, and then like I said, you're always there or thereabouts. Really, really impressed me in this league this year. So a big congratulations on your P2. And we'll see you next week at Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I'll just end it off with, man, Pillars. I am so impressed with you, man. Oh, you are so good. Like, literally, like, I got that penalty off the final corner, just like, it was like a centimeter, of, like, getting the final, like, penalty, and I was like, no. But I read you to perfection. I'm telling you, like, I already knew you were gonna bolt, and I bolted with you, and it worked. Like, I was a little bit lucky with Dan spinning and Charlie spinning. So I managed to keep that P2, but man, I was just sitting there, racing the final stint. I was literally in awe with Pillars here. I was like, how the fuck is he so good? How do I even keep up with this guy? Like,
mate, I'm not that good. I'm really not that good.
Man, I'm just so impressed, man. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, man. Means a lot, dude. Means a lot.
There we go, look, there we go. See, look, a bit of Formula 4 love between the drivers here. You don't get that between Max and Lewis, do you? So, do apologise for any foul language you heard there from Andenge, just in case there is any younger viewers watching, or any parents in the background saying, what are you watching there, son? not meant, of course. So we will move away from Andenge and on to our race winner then. Golf Team Racing driver, Pillars, P1, pole position, converted it through to the win. You had that all sewn up, to be fair. You must have got a little bit of a sweat on when that safety car came out, because you built quite a nice gap up there before.
Yeah, I mean, I was just maintaining it. It was about 2.7, 2.6 every lap. Like, I knew it'd get to about 2.4, 2.5 before the last sector, and then the last sector I could grab a couple of tenths every lap. So I was just maintaining that. Safety car and Denge obviously bolted with me, which I wasn't kind of hoping for, but fair play to him. And yeah, that last stint was sweat central.
Yeah, well, I was absolutely, did say to Skate at the time, you know, Camp Hills do this again, because he dominated the first part of the race, and we had mentioned on the stream that we think that, you know, like you said, you mentioned that gap was sort of 2.9, 2.8, 2.7, maybe down as far as, you know, as low as 2.5, but you looked like you was just getting right into your sort of tyre management and your routine there of just controlling the race from the front before that safety car came out.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those where if you, I just concentrated on the right exits, which was the last corner, and was it turn 7, turn 8 on the other DRS straight? I mean, you concentrate on those two exits, and you gain a tenth, and that could be all that matters. They get a bit of dirty air through the first sector or the third sector, you can pull 5, 6 tenths, and you go again. So yeah, just maintained it, and it was nice. It was a good drive. Probably one of the better ones I've had recently.
Yeah, well, it certainly was a good drive. I mean, there's never generally bad drives from anyone on this grid, as we've been saying in the commentary. Let's just have a look. That is your second win then. So you got a win at Hungary as well. So that's your second win of the season. So big congratulations. You've had a second and 2/3 as well. So look on capitalising and moving forward to Abu Dhabi. What's your thoughts on Abu Dhabi next week? A track you like or not?
I've had good memories around there, but I mean, you know, gotta take every lap as it comes, especially around Abu Dhabi. I mean, you go up to turn 2 and you can lose the back end very easily, and there's a load of corners like that. So, I mean, you'll concentrate on that next week, but in the meantime, just enjoy this one.
Yep, indeed. Well, congratulations on your pole position, your 2 points that go with that, and the win. Excellent result for you. Enjoy your champagne, and we'll see you in Abu Dhabi.
Cheers, thanks. Just a big shout out to DJP. Good podiums for those two boys as well.
Yeah, well done. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The love is well and truly spread in this Formula 4. Anything to add, Skate?
No, I think you summed it up quite beautifully there, Housey. Spot on, my friend. It was a cracking race from go to woe, to be fair, and well controlled there by Pillars. But there was some awesome battles, some jostling for position all the way through that grid from from P2 all the way through down to P19. And, well, I'll tell you what, it just kept us busy, didn't it, Housey? Sloth and Peas were battling there for quite a while. Droftas and Nandenge were battling there for quite a while. And I think Droftas fancied himself there a little bit there with Pillars, but just couldn't quite get the job done, and yeah, ended up getting some end plate damage, so had to box and put himself out of position towards the end of that Grand Prix. But all in all, a great Grand Prix to be a part of, and yeah, summed it up perfectly, my friend.
Yep, obviously we've had the pleasure of doing them both today, both sides of the division, and they were both stonking races, so really pleased to be a part of it. Real big congratulations to everybody in both sides of the league. Some really good, fantastic racing you've put on for not only us, but for the viewers and yourselves this week, so you should all be very proud of yourselves. So, that will bring to a close then our Russian Grand Prix Round 10. As I have mentioned a couple of times, we are, and as you can see on screen, we are at Abu Dhabi for Round 11 next week. Same time, same place. You can catch us for the Australian side of the division. That's Monday BST at 9:30 AM, and then for the European side of the division, 8 PM BST. You can catch me and my co-commentator, See Me Skate, same time, same place next week. It's been a pleasure to bring the race to you this week. I have been, hello there, how is he? To the left of me has been See Me Skate. Stay safe, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.